Actually, let's do hero point question.
Oh, that's right. What was the question?
Hero point question.
Favourite food?
Nice, light, fun one today. What's your character's favourite food? And, like, when did they first have it, or where did they find it, all that sort of thing. Have a little think for a minute. Anyone who's ready to go, chuck up your hand. Or, like, please, yeah, Emma, what do you reckon? Sorry, I've been thinking about education too much. Please don't raise your hands.
Okay. Drizella's favourite food is like a really thick, hot oaty porridge with like just a drizzle of honey. And she had it, she can't really remember. She's not had it for years and years and years and years and years. She had it when she was really small. And her dad used to make it when she was really small. And Drizella's not 100% sure exactly what happened to her dad, like whether he died or just effed off somewhere. But she ended up with her sister and her mom, and then her mom ended up with Cinderella's dad. But Drizella's dad used to make porridge with a little bit of honey when she was really little. That's her favourite food.
That's really sweet. I love that.
You see, every now and again she says something sweet. Yeah, that's it now. That's it for the entire evening of Drizella's sweetness.
Wonderful. We've met the quota. Have some hero points.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Merida's probably would be also mine. Potato scones. They're a nice, simple, easy thing, and they're so easy to sneak out of the kitchen because they're flat. So there's not much bulk when you're carrying a few.
Love that. Have some hero points.
I think that Sibylla's in a past life was small children.
I see.
Every time you reveal something, it's just horrifying.
Just a witch. I will remind everyone that every character here is on a redemption arc nearly. Pretty much. Not as a required, just happened everyone pitched like villains, except for a couple of people.
When she could use her magic to create any of the sweets she wanted, gingerbread for houses and candy canes, lollipops. The sweets are all well and good, but nothing beats a nice, tasty child roasted.
Does she know Auntie Morgan by chance?
No.
Chris, remind me sometime to show you the stat block for the new hags they've released. One of them is called a sweet hag, and it's all just abilities flavoured around making candy, and they do like rotting decay touch on how sweet their claws are.
Okay.
They're very fun.
Okay, alright.
But I reckon that was probably
Yeah. But she hasn't had a child since the what do you call it? The spell that, or that caught the disease, and then the spell to reverse it.
And we're going to be doing that in a flashback before we start.
Oh no.
Who we got left?
Mordred's favourite food is probably apple pie. Just a nice homemade apple pie, because when he left his home and came to the Glades for the first time, they had such sweet treats, and he tasted an apple pie and he's been the same since.
Some hero points. And what about Dorian?
Darian used to help out at a homeless shelter, and he has a lot of sentimental value for the chicken stew they used to put on. Not so much for the food, which was tolerable, but more for the friends.
I love that. That's fantastic.
That's so wholesome.
That's
Our character's gonna go
well.
Maybe.
So, we're going to do Sibylla's flashback to start with. That's alright with you, Chris?
Go for it.
So, as I said last time, these adventures are taking place in our year 352. Chris, how long do you think it's been since Sibylla did that eventual spell and ended up being younger than she was? A couple of years?
Maybe 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years, awesome. So we're around the 350 mark in terms of years. A well-timed loading screen here reminds us that the disease known as red eye is a modern plague, spreading easily and being difficult to cure, means that it has spread all throughout Arnhem. It is even resistant to common magical healing. Red eye, you've encountered a couple of encounters, and I believe they were goblins or bugbears with red eye back in Lomarsh, named after the horrible bloodshot effect it gives your eyes. Eventually it sours the mind and turns one into a bit of a mindless, aggressive ghoul sort of creature. So far, no known cure. The League of Northern Metacasters that Drizella is a part of are one of the big forces fighting it. It's very common in the north, a little less common where you are at the moment. Kind of Midlands sort of south area. But we go back to a time. We see Sibylla, but not the one you know. Chris, could you tell us what did Sibylla look like back when she was in her 80s or 70s or back when she was an old lady?
Old, wrinkly,
Yeah, absolutely.
hunchback,
Mhm.
you know, like Yoda,
Mm.
who is a gnome, but not green with pointy ears.
Yeah, I imagine like real huncho sort of look.
Yes, like Skywalker.
Love.
But no, and living alone,
Mm.
but also, you know, engaging with a coven or on
Absolutely.
occasions. But, you know, typically your witch that you would hear about in your fairy tales.
Yeah, for sure.
Entrapment of children with their attention to eat.
Mm.
Just generally, you know, big pot, cauldron pot needs more
Absolutely.
eye of newt.
Absolutely. And that's exactly where we open on is, you know, this old, haggard almost Sibylla, big two-hander and a big stick pouring at this large cauldron, larger than her even. We see an enormous cage in the corner that could easily fit a couple of people, filled with a couple of bones in the bottom of it. A large shelf of exotic and powerful potions up the top. And a very depleted closet of supplies. This pantry that's almost empty, this ingredients shelf that is missing stuff. Sibylla's been pouring everything into this potion, trying to find a way to cure this so far uncurable disease. A way to wind back the clock, take herself back to before the terrible disease is happening. As you're kind of adding these last sorts of ingredients, give us a potion lore check real quick, see how this goes. This last stage. This potion has been heated, cooled, placed under a full moon for 7 days and 7 nights. A little bit of alchemy sort of thing, diluted, evaporated, vaporized, reconstituted. 23, very respectable numbers. And you're adding the last sort of eye of meat, these last ingredients. And after a short bottling process, you have in your hand months worth of work for one dose of this potion, one dose of this powerful, we're talking about probably a level 16, level 17 item here, very powerful stuff. It still was a very different witch.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that I was very much more powerful.
Absolutely. I imagine as you're making, without much of a thought or concern for spell slots, you are, flicking your wrist, items come flying off the shelf to you, animated cauldron maybe stirring itself, that sort of thing. Do you reckon, does Sibylla do anything, this older Sibylla, do anything before she drinks this potion, or is it as quick as can be done?
I think it wasn't intentioned that Sibylla was going to de-age as far as she did. I think the intention was to go back to the time before she got red-eye. But, in taking that, because let's say I was a level 15 witch or something like that. By the time I made the potion, I might have been like level 17. I thought, alright, I'm going back a few levels, but I'm not going to have this horrible incurable disease.
Pretty good.
But instead, shoots me back to level 1, 20 years old, or maybe 17 years old if we factor that in, and an absolute imbecile. What imbecile? I've lost all my knowledge, all my power.
And we, taking the potion out, moment to hope for good luck. Taking that horrible moment of cave and lair spinning around you, the various magic enchantments you've placed on things over the last years just suddenly turning mundane. Shelves falling down, bookcases falling, items and spells you put preservatives on just rotting away into nothing as the spells.
For humour's sake,
please.
I've had a haggard old cat that couldn't really
Absolutely, we see Sean in the old age something.
had a very small, mini dose of potion for the cat.
Absolutely.
And we both did. So I became a kid in that 17-year-old, I believe, and Sean became like a newborn kitten.
I love that. And what do you think Sibylla does? First, kind of staggering back to her feet after this transformation. Obviously, seeing that your hands are not the hands you remember. What do you think is the first sort of thing she's doing?
We're going to channel like Michelle Pfeiffer in
Stardust.
Take off my clothes and be like, well.
Good God.
Love that movie. That's my
I
favorite.
love that movie too. But yes, I'd probably just be amazed with, this is what it felt. This is what skin felt like before it felt like crepe paper.
Absolutely. Asking a note of perhaps this is better than you could have hoped. Maybe this is.
And then I'm like, tried to, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is so good. Look at me. I look fantastic. And then I'd go to like, all right, just make some tea over there using magic. And I'm like,
incantation.
And I'm like,
Absolutely.
How do you turn the kettle on? Like,
Exactly. And it isn't just that you've lost the magic. You go to remember this spell you were taught 45 years ago. And it's just not there. There's simply nothing. You know that you learned this. You know you had to study. You remember bits of your time with Linway and many other teachers you would have had, but all of that knowledge, all of that skill, which is what a witch is that skill, that learned craft, the cunning, as it's called, is simply gone. And you return to that level 1 witch.
Yeah.
And we see a Shan who looks much younger as well. I think from there, do you head straight into town? Is that where we meet Sibylla in session 1, or do you? What do you do for
she probably spends a good, probably 2 or 3 years just sort of foraging the forest.
Yeah.
But very much living in fear because while she lived in the forest previously and is a bit of a hermit. In fact, that's my thing here. My background is hermit. I didn't mind because I was able to fend for myself.
Absolutely.
I had protection. I guess the overarching sense is vulnerability. I don't have the ability to protect myself. I am just a little gnome with none of the skills anymore and a useless kitten.
A wild bull, encounter that when you're a 15th, 17th level witch is, a thought, and you could turn it into a roast dinner.
Yeah, it's just
nowadays you have nothing.
It's life or death. Yeah,
absolutely. I love that. Give me we'll call it a cultism check. I think would be your highest skill.
Yes.
As there's something else burgeoning in your mind, some other forgotten memories.
Oh, that is a good one. 28. No, sorry, 30.
30.
Yeah.
You remember before the red eye started to become a real problem. After you'd been infected, but before it was starting to cloud your mind a little. You remember another set of eyes. Not red, but pink. Another witch. Not someone in your coven. You remember those people well. This was a stranger to you first. But someone who would come to you for advice, seeking help. And with a 30, which I was not expecting.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's great. With a 30, you kind of remember that they were looking for someone. Looking for someone. And I think with the recent stuff that's been happening, Sibylla kind of reconnecting with the witches and you getting a bit more of your power, getting a bit more of your memories back of those lost years. You remember that this witch was looking for Linway. And you remember back in, I think it was session 2 or 3, where you met with a couple of witches in the woods. There was a sea hag there, and there was also another one with a crow on her shoulder, dressed in a cloak. And that woman didn't have those pink eyes, but she did wear the same face and had the same energy on her. And you remember that old woman back then, was many sessions ago, gave you a bit of paper, sealed with a wax seal on it, and told you if you ever found me, you could break that and it would contact you. And that happens, so you have that up your sleeve if you want to use it. You can also say goodbye. But you remember that she was someone who you'd been talking to just before the red eye started to become like enough of a problem.
That's the mystery scroll, right?
That's the mystery scroll. Yeah.
Right.
And, you can activate that, and it will contact that witch that you met in the woods sometime ago.
Okay.
The witch with a crow. I think we'll leave it there.
All right, that's good.
Absolutely. So, last time we started off battling against Hyde, learning that Dr. Jacob Hilton had been tracking down a conspiracy of the local witch chapter. Using a ritual, he had spoken with a being in a mirror known as Mary, Bloody Mary, as it were. Using one of these shards of Eritas, these powerful magic items. You're not quite sure what the go is yet. You know they're powerful, you know they're interesting, you can contact Mary. Later, Mordred and Azella also contacted this same person to uncover that these witches had uncovered the Eye of Ogma, which Sibylla recalled was a powerful artifact, lost about 50 years back in a succession crisis that had. Mary offered Drizella means to find this, if she would but eat a small chunk of this mirror. Drizella took up on this, chewing a bit of this glass, lost some of her hit points. Lost, I think it was 8 hit points, was it?
9.
9. Wow. Lost 9 hit points. Permanently decreased max hit point by 9. But has gained the ability to cast Locate 3 times a day. Powerful spell. That's a 3rd or 4th level spell. Quite a big deal. 1,000 foot, you name a thing, you know, this thing. Will also be very useful for Drizella in the coming weeks to find a certain shoe she's been looking for as well. While this was all happening, Bigby and the newly joined Darian San went back to the Order Arcane Altruism, the secret society of wizards and the like in the city.
Is Jesse joining us?
Jesse's unwell today,
Oh
unfortunately.
no, I thought he said he might have dialed in.
I'm not sure. I shot him a message an hour ago and he's not got back to us. So
Alright.
I'm just going to assume he's had a
Yeah,
well
that's,
reserved
yeah,
net.
so- my apologies.
For now, that's fine.
So you're welcome to come over as well if you want to.
No, I'm not like trying to create a force field or anything. That's just that there's a heater here.
Fair enough.
I mean, and I could have put
my
my
drink.
right. Hang on, if I put this back a little bit,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you place
yeah.
Wonderful. So everybody's happy.
Yeah.
But
then I got
Jesse
my
and
footsies with Chris.
Darian went to the Order Arcane Altruism, joining at the last minute to help them to complete a teleporting, a summoning ritual to conjure forth an orc hunter in the name of Titus and his
Yeah, he looks scary.
owlbear Justice. Very competent looking guy, seemed to know a lot of what was going on. What we'll probably do, if you're happy to, David, is say that Titus and Bigby are off in their own business. And we might rejoin them later in the session. We might join them in the next session and see what happens. But they're off doing. They were going to go and interrogate Jacob again, and we'll say Darian, you head off to join either the Witches who will rise in second, or back to the inn to join Morgan and Rosella.
Yeah, because there was like the two halves where the Secret Service said that they were good and there was something else going wrong, and then the other guy said the Secret Service is wrong. So it's like
Yeah, absolutely. So
So it's like who's telling the truth?
that's the thing is you've got a lot of conflicting information. And comes down to this other part, which was that Sibylla and Merida went back to the Witches' chantry, back to their local chapter, talked with Hysia Moonbeam, the wise woman of the town, and she did not seem to know anything about this. What was quite not just surprised, but confused what could be going on.
We did an insight check.
And it was pretty
You
high
did an
too.
insight check. Well, you don't know, so it was all secret checks.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But you did both
That's
get the
right.
same answer.
Yeah.
So either you both critically failed, or she was telling the truth. Hard to tell what's what.
We
But-
went down to the port, didn't we?
You did indeed. She said, well, if this is the case, then let us discuss what's going on. She led you to the port where you saw the person in charge of this blockade, one Alexander Dunlos, the one-eyed, heavily scarred, red-haired pyromancer who had...
I don't think we got that far last week.
No,
That's how it ended.
that's right where it ended. Was right
Right.
where it ended. They just teleported you over.
Yeah, I remember that. I thought that's where we stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all good. Alexander Dunlos, one-eyed, heavily scarred, the pyromancer, the very same who was in charge of the operation in Lomarsh, where you all first met. So you see him, big, cape, this brass-eyed, terribly scarred, older-looking gentleman, known to be a fairly powerful fire caster of some sort. Super quick, Darian, are you going to head to the inn or try to meet up with the witches?
The witches sound
Wow.
You head over to the chantry. You don't know that the dock, so you head over to the chantry. We'll jump back to you in a minute.
I would have told the group that because I remember when we were talking, we were saying the witches wouldn't probably let anyone else in. They would only let us in
that's
because
true.
we're the initiate, because they're on lockdown.
For sure, but you could wait out the
You
front.
can try. You could wait out front, go back to them, just for preference, just in case that changes your mind.
amazing.
I don't mind
So
saying
it's
away.
really up to you. Just one for
Wait outside.
Yeah, I'd say
Find a
Darian
gear
goes
to
away
play
out the front.
dice with, play coins with.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll pick up with you in a moment. Merida and Drizella has just eaten this shard of glass.
Mordred's there
there's
looking horrified.
Blood trickling out the corner of your mouth. Again, this was not a magical ritual. You just ate the glass for this to take place. but you feel that spell effect take over. Your perception around you just increases a little bit, and you feel like if you needed to, you could hone it to a point and look for this thing.
Okay.
I believe you used one cast to try to sense the eye. Is that right?
No, she decided not to.
You decided not to. That's all good. 1,000 feet, so pretty good. If you're at the docks and you set that off, you've got, you estimate probably something like a 1 in 8 chance of it being in there if it's somewhere along the docks.
Okay.
The other thing, and the voice of Mary disappears. The light comes back in from those curtains. We'll probably pick up with you two. Really. So this ritual has happened. What is the reaction of this?
Drizella sort of dabs at the corner, the blood away from the corner of her mouth, and sort of spits a little into a corner. Goes, not the worst thing I've eaten, I suppose. I think it is probable that I could find things if I thought about them long and hard enough. I think for security's sake we should be nearer the docks if that's where we are looking.
And how do you feel?
I feel absolutely fine. How do you think I would feel? As she's got blood just like trickling down the corner of her mouth.
Can I take from your bag, because I
Yes.
know this brings you joy usually, your rusty syringe?
Oh yeah,
And I'll just
it does
hold
bring me
it,
joy. Yes, yeah.
And I'll hold it in front of you, and I'm like, what do you feel? Does she feel any joy?
There's nothing out of the ordinary affecting Drizella's emotions at the moment. So Drizella feels what you think Drizella feels. Except for a horrible pain in the mouth.
Drizella feels slightly perplexed that Mordred thinks that the syringe would be the appropriate tool to treat this injury. So sort of would raise an eyebrow, but her eyebrows are a little bit like sort of melded into her face, so it doesn't quite work. And she kind of goes and uses the syringe to sort of suck some of the blood out of the because it's like, is that why you've given? Ineffective, I think. And she puts it back in the bag. It's like, I tried because I thought that's what Mordred was trying to do, was like help me with appropriate medical equipment. I'm like,
I'll
okay.
probably say, well, I'm glad to see you're still you.
Who else would I be? I ate a glass mirror. I have not done some peculiar glamour magic. I'm exactly who I was before I got cuts in my mouth.
Mordred's so paranoid.
There we go. Do we need to find the others, or should we head straight to the docks?
I think we should try and find them. They might be in trouble.
I guess it is likely. We'll head to where I will follow Mordred.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Heading to the
The
Chantry.
Chantry, probably.
Yep.
Big B can handle his own, you know that. So.
You also don't have, as far as I understand, any means to get into that secret society. You head over to the Chantry. Darian, you're playing some games of dice and cups with people, a couple of passers by. Give me a straight D20 roll to see how you're doing so far. Unless you're doing something in particular.
I might be doing something in particular. If it's coins that we're trying to flip. I mean, I can roll a straight D20 for like a dice game, but when it comes to coins, I have cheats. So that's a 13.
13? Wonderful. 13, you're not doing great, but you have that reliable coin. There's a card game known as Pharaoh that involves a coin toss near the end to determine payout. You could definitely sort of like if you did something where you involve that coin toss. Is that what you'd like to do?
Absolutely.
Well, in that case, give me a deception check to see if you've been caught cheating.
Okay.
Sorry, before you roll, how many coins would you like to wager? And I will return to you 1.5 worth if you're good. If you're caught cheating, you'll lose.
I mean, I feel like a pretty big wager on the streets would be $5. I think.
5 gold. So Pathfinder works in silver is the base currency. So your wealth that you have in total is 250 coins. That's what you have before you may have bought some items and stuff to start with. So 5 gold would be 50 coins. That would be a fifth of your wealth total.
So that's pretty
Alright.
sizable for
Yeah.
people.
If you fail this check, you will lose all 50.
Absolutely.
All right, go for it.
And
Deception, thanks.
deception. That is 26.
26. Who are you playing? Is the question playing commoners? You playing people who are rich?
I don't think I'd be. Well, actually, if there were rich people around, I would totally be playing them.
Yeah.
I want to swindle away.
I'll give you 3 options. These are 3 different DCs. Commoners, which I'll give you 1.5 times money back. Kind of craftsmen, middle class people, which I'll give you double your money back, and a no passing people, I'll give you double and a half your money back.
Definitely the no.
Noble.
Oh god.
Nobles are a level 7 social threat. The DC to pass, unfortunately, is. Hang on. Do you say 26 you got?
Yeah.
DC pass is 25. Well done. That's a success. You can take back 5, 10. You take back 115 silver.
Jeez.
You
Pretty good.
very well play this noble for a while. There's some big bets there. You cheat with your coin. They do not notice. You get quite a bit of money back. You see, they sort of say, very well. You seem very lucky, my friend.
Absolutely, as always.
Well done. He says, right, well, I must away. I have business to attend to. Enjoy your winnings. Sort of happen to away. You hear from behind you a voice who asks, some skill, I see it. You have some skill, I see, at street games.
Occasionally.
I saw you in the company of some friends. Near the Lord's Keep. I wonder, you're travelling with Sibylla, Mordred, and Merritt, aren't you? You see this old woman, big curled, gnarled fingernails, cloak over the top, kind of dead straight silver hair.
Can I just use like my
Carries
political
quite a
class law to figure out like, is this person like what is this person like? Do they have a hint to what their profession might be,
does this
or
look like a beggar? Does this look
yeah,
like
exactly.
a druid? Does this look like a wise woman? Absolutely, political class law,
So
definitely.
your lords,
Very-
you'll
yeah.
still get the same. You still get the same plus as your other lords.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So it would be T, wouldn't it?
So it would be.
yeah, so it would be
10.
plus 8.
So that's 15.
That's what it says on his screen.
Let me have a look real quick.
Well, no, it's plus 3 for the untrained laws.
You're not.
But I would be trained, wouldn't I?
What's your intelligence?
Intelligence mod is plus 3.
I mean, my lord's plus 8. Plus 7,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, just two.
Yeah, mine are all trained.
Oh, okay.
So that'd be
Yeah,
15.
go for it. Yes, plus
There's-
7.
yes, so there's
15.
first roll will be
15. 15. They look like someone learned. They look like a professional.
Mhm.
Not an academic, but someone who got some sort of wisdom-based profession, you'd imagine. With a 15, hard to tell exactly.
No. And turn around and say, "Hello there, ma'am. What business is it? Is it to you who I spend my time with?"
So she says, I merely wondered whether you chose that man by their coin or by chance.
Everything in life is chance.
You see, they just look at you. It's a little unsure about something, and they offer. I would very much like to speak to you and your associates. Perhaps you could join me for tea. I think we'd agree on a lot of things. See eye to eye, you might say.
I shall pass that on to my recently acquired associates.
So they sort of lean forwards and they sniff the air around you, this very unnerving sense. And you see they say, indeed. Have you come by way of the docks? Or have you travelled a much faster? You'll recall, of course, that you were teleported.
Yeah. Faster methods.
Faster, indeed. I have much respect for anyone who loves the forces you play with. I imagine the discussion would be most interesting. And you see she extends this crooked, gnarled hand as she says, Freya Ironwood.
Freya Ironwood.
Do you shake her hand?
Mm-hmm.
She seems weird.
So things you might want to do here as far as like mechanics. There's a thing called a sense motive check, which can tell you if someone's lying, but also can just kind of try to determine what someone's deal is. You're welcome to do one of those. Otherwise, it's
Yeah, I'll do
so that's a perception check from you. Sorry, sense motives are always secret. So that is you add to perception.
Plus 6.
Plus 6.
Skills, perception's plus 6 for you. Lovely, so I make a secret check. As far as you can tell, this is someone looking for a friend and ally. They seem to be like they're trying to speak covertly because they're very like
Okay.
Okay. You're telling the truth.
I love it and I hate it at the same time.
I'm not one for shaking hands with strangers, but perhaps after I get to know you more, I might be more comfortable.
You see it extends back in.
Where can I find you for tea?
Retracts.
Sorry, it retracts. You see she says, I will be taking my tea where I always do, in the change room. If you ask for me, it will be permitted entrance. And you see, as far as you see she walks over to the flat stone wall of the chantry and simply walks through it.
Sorry, what's that?
And goes in through a wall inside this place.
Can I do like an arcana check to try and figure out how she's walking through this wall?
Do what you do. Arcana, you can also try to identify a spell, which I believe lets you add your spell attack modifier instead of Arcana.
Arcana's
No, sorry,
pretty
it is
good.
just Arcana.
With a 3 on the die, that's 14. Ooh.
3 of the dice doesn't matter too much. 14. 14 is a level 0 success, which is still enough to pick up what this is. This looks like the wall is illusion.
What's that what?
Looks like this wall is a very simple illusion.
Oh.
And as you look at it now, you see that the lines and brickwork is almost too perfect. It kind of jitters and jutters a little bit left and right.
Okay.
Doesn't quite line up properly. I suspect there's probably a door behind it. And you know that Chantra is currently in seclusion, so this is probably a very simple trick to keep most people away. But it's terribly intensive. Anything else you want to do in that room? Wonderful. We will cut back to docks. After 10, 15 minutes, Mordred and Giselle meet up with
Oh, we
you.
were going to the chantry, weren't we?
They're
Oh,
in the
okay.
Chantry.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes. So the 3 of you are at the Chantry.
Yeah.
We'll cut to the docks.
Yeah.
So you see standing nearby Alexis Dunlos, Merida, Sibylla, you're here with Hycia Moonbeam, the wise woman of the glade.
She's pretty. That's a pretty outfit.
It's a nice outfit.
Sorry, who's Alexios?
So Alexander, sorry,
Yeah.
my bad there. Alexander Dunlos is they're from the Red Hand. They're a fire mage. They were the one who rode on the horse and announced that Lomar, the town we started in, was locked down.
Yeah.
They were seen to be in charge there.
And so he's currently at the dock.
And he's currently not. You, as far as you understand, he is the one in charge of the current blockade.
Right, understood.
Yeah. So basically,
So
he's doing the same.
he's under like a security guy.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah.
The Red Hand, of course, are an organization who seek out fae, demons, aberrations, anything of that sort, anything they deem unholy. As you can, so the last time you saw this dude, you then snuck out of town with Memphis Cadwallader and their friend Savannah. So probably
Probably
not.
going to have repercussions.
Probably not someone who loves you. I'll say that much. You can do a sense motive check to see what this person thinks of you after a minute of talking. But my question is, when you appear in the docks, you're not like right next to him, because he's giving various orders away. High Seer says, there's Alexander, I'll talk to him, see if we can get this matter cleared up with this eye. As obviously we don't have it, I'll be happy to let them search the chantry if it means getting them out of town sooner.
Merida would like to let her know the situation that we left Thingy in. I don't want her locking into a situation that she might, regret, or have repercussions. So we'd let her know. Yeah, we've met this guy before. We left, kind of sneakily. So just an FYI.
You see, she has a look on her face for a moment. You can try to give me a check if you want to try to work out what it means. That's perception, so check. And your perception modifier is
8.
8. You look. She seems impressed. You see, she says, "Slipping by the Red Hand is no small task. Imagine you must have had one handful with not to report."
I did lose it.
You killed
Through a
two.
tunnel.
You got through a tunnel, and then as you're going out, you got caught by 2 officers.
Yeah.
I think you killed one of them.
No, we didn't kill any. None of them died because I stabilized the one.
That's right.
Yeah.
One of them went down, and then Savan put the other 2 to sleep using magic, and then you were able to stabilize them.
So could it taste worse than death?
So yeah, you did sneak past them. You ended up getting caught.
Oh,
and you
my
fought them out, but that's okay.
We'd tell her that.
Yeah.
Merida wouldn't hide it.
He says, perhaps it would be best if I spoke to Alexander.
Definitely.
Not in the Red Hand's best books. Sibylla, you could have, of course, as I heard you're quite skilled illusionist, perhaps you could cloak you and your friend. And, I'll tell you right now, because you don't have a spell for that. That's a high level ability that skill can do these things.
Once upon a time, I may have been able to. But I'm afraid my magic is somewhat limited these days.
And so she kind of gives you a nod of understanding. Very well. Let me know if you need of anything else. I won't need. So she kind of reaches into a little crafting belt and pulls out a little bit of paper, draws a rune on it, hands it to you. But very similar bit of magic to the other one you're carrying, and says, burn this paper if you need to get my attention and get back into contact. Otherwise, you should find me in the chantry most times.
Right.
But if this matter is as simple resolved as this, I shall talk with the Red Hand. They can search the chantry, find this eye, and be on our way.
While we're here on the docks, what do we see? What's the site look
for
like?
sure. My apologies.
What's the goings on out there on the ships?
Yeah. So the docks is a bit of a chaotic place at the moment with this embargo, with this blockade out the front. You see extending over to the northeast, the grim ocean, beautiful blue waters, very still, very calm. This inland sea, and about half a dozen Red Hand ships. These great, enormous ships, properly decked out, like cannons on it, everything, warships, just kind of circling back and forth in front of the blade. No other ships are coming and going. And you can see there are probably about, like, at your estimate, something like 200 Red Hand members. So these people in this red armor, torchbearers, some of them holding banisters, many sorcerers, spellcasters going about, and they are just searching everything. So you can see all these ships in the dock that would usually be, trade vessels, people movers, that sort of thing. Are all stopped. Their cargoes just being all hauled off, and there are just pretty much grunts with crowbars just going to every box, banging it open, reaching around inside, putting a red mark on it, like you saw in the glade. Going to the next one, opening a box, looking through, thin close, putting a mark on it. Just searching every inch by inch of the docks. Every part of the ship. There seems to be one ship at a time, and they've just got soldiers and sailors crawling around looking for everything. You see one of them banging on bits of wood, looking for hidden compartments, that sort of thing.
Is there just sailors sitting on the docks drinking because there's nothing to do?
There is very much that. You see
like border
sailors
control.
and dockhands. There's a mixture of, you see some people that, it's also the dock.
That thing at Sydney Airport.
Lots of hospitality, lots of hostels here, lots of bars, lots of public areas, and it's a big mix of very much the bars are all full of sailors, singing jolly songs of having little work. And there's kind of a general understanding that this won't last for very long. So no one's too worried about losing their job or anything.
Right.
There's people, hanging out with their friends, many dance of cups and dice. But then you see another group of sailors, standing around sort of, arms crossed, sus look, murmurs of, what I think they're doing, this is ridiculous, we just loaded those boxes on there that could have come 2 days ago, that sort of talk.
The
And
ship owners.
very much, as well as, several what look to be sort of slightly more well-to-do people, kind of just hanging around the dock waiting for when they can leave.
Yeah.
So if I understand right, the blockade is because they're looking for the item that we're also looking for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But who is it by? Is it by
The Red Hand.
the Red Hand? Does the Red Hand control the city or just the blockade?
So the Red Hand are a religious group from down south, mostly. They're part of the kingdom of Radishar, where they originate from. But they have quite a bit of political fierce. They also have 12 witches on the city, which is really great for diplomacy.
They don't like witches, fae, and anyone who's not clean.
No one like me.
It's basically like PA.
So have we heard anything on the streets about like
They
what
don't like anyone.
the like whoever runs the city thinks about the blockade? Like, are they doing
Yeah,
anything about
you
it?
had a chat
We
with,
met with
you
that
had a
dude.
chat with Edmund.
He was
Lord
employing
Edmund.
this stupid bloody
Yeah.
Jekyll and Hyde.
freako doctor.
His attitude seemed to basically be, it's unfortunate that they're here, but it's not my problem, whatever they're looking
Yep.
for, so I just want them to get in, get it, and get out.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah, he
pub
doesn't
owner
want to
said
cause.
the same thing.
Pub owner said kind of the same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
You can give me a diplomacy check to kind of to look for rumors. Anyone who likes can do that.
Yeah, I'd
actually.
love to.
Let me know if you
One.
let me know who beats at 25.
No.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
impossible for me.
22. Yeah, same.
Beat 20s then? 20s will still give you something. With that, the general vibes, the general thing seems to be that people, there's a general dislike of, the bloody red hands at it again. But there doesn't seem to be a hatred. It seems just to be, this is inconvenient, but it's gone on for nearly a week. They're never here for too long. This will pass. So no one seems worried or anxious. But there is, no one seems to be worried about it lasting too long, but there is a lot of talking here about people the price of grain is so much going up, the price of all the goods is going up. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. This has ruined a lot of plans. There's a buzz of annoyance more than anything. Most of the talk you hear generally is about the devil of you, all these murders. Which obviously you
Solve the case.
you solved the case. Doesn't seem like that's been made public knowledge yet.
Reminds me a lot of the White Cloaks from all the time. They're like a religious group that hates magic, and they do have a home base, but they just go through other areas. People leave them be and just let them deal with this shit.
Yeah.
Seems a bit like.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Except the red hand burn heretics.
That is their logo was a hand on fire.
Burn the non heretics are just like
page if you're interested.
okay. I will definitely go with you.
Absolutely. But if you two don't want to do anything else, Hasia will go and talk with Alexander. Wonderful. So your understanding is that the Chantry will be being searched.
Do we know that Drizella has the ability to
Do the locate?
do the locate?
Not yet.
Right. So do we know where the rest of the crew are?
No, but you can go back to the Chantry, you can go back to the inn, you can kind of find yourselves again pretty quickly.
Or should we go? Yeah, we might try and
You go meet back
find
up.
the rest of the crew. Yep.
Absolutely. You meet back up. I'm going to assume, unless anyone wants to roleplay it, which I'm happy to, just so we all share the various stories of what's what. Darian, you can talk about Big Beer's off with this dude called Titus, this orc hunter. You two mentioned about Bloody Mary.
Would
The
you
whole
talk about
time,
Mary?
Mordred is keeping an eye on Drizella, just checking if there's any vibe changes.
Yeah, sure. Give us a sense motive check.
What is that? Just
Perception.
perception. 14.
14? Doesn't seem to be. And you mentioned about, obviously, Merida and Swill, you mentioned about Red Hand and that sort of thing. Darian, do you mention about the invite to tea with this?
Absolutely. Are you guys mentioning the mirror?
The what?
The mirror.
Yeah.
Can I do a transmutation law check
Ooh,
to see how she might have got into the mirror or what this might be
Absolutely. you can
what's my
use
vibe?
transmutation.
Can I also do a hag lore check on Iron Blood?
You absolutely can.
Freya might.
That's 17.
17,
Ooh, 25.
25. So, 17 transmutation check. Here's the thing. With transmutation, a 17 will actually be enough. Because this would be a thing everyone who studied transmutation would learn. There's a very simple curse to lock someone in.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it does it for a number of hours, maybe in some worst cases a couple of days. And anytime you learn about this, they will tell you about it. They will tell you about the person who it was used on to lock them there permanently. Using some sort of methods with a 17 you can't quite recall, some methods to effectively upcast the spell to an incredibly high level. Mary was locked into a mirror forever, and then the mirror smashed, and it's unclear what happened after that. With 17 transmutation, that's
So it's not the sort of thing that could be reversed. You'd probably have to reboot the mirror and then do some stuff. It would be really, really hard, almost impossible type things. That kind of vibe.
it'd be big magic, yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly out of your grasp for now.
Interesting. Yes. Did you want to go to Timmy with this?
Yeah, can I just get that
Yeah.
hag lore?
21. You know with the name of Iron Blood that they're a mother?
Yeah.
Rank 2 or 3. Iron Blood is a really strange name for a hag.
Yeah.
Iron is deadly to hags. Cold iron will hurt and burn them. And you also know that hags choose them. That's not something they've been given, that's not a family thing. So this person has taken the name of Iron. It would almost be like a doctor called who decided to own the nickname like Poison Spit or something. It's very odd. From a description that Darian gives you, which I assume you don't talk about, sounds like they could have some sort of hag stuff going on, but they're kind of twisted hands, but we're not sure. And if they are, you also know that 25, the last thing I'll tell you, and this might be something that Sibylla offers a bit of knowledge on as well, is if they're confident they can get 4 or 5 guests into the chantry just by name dropping them, then they're pretty damn good. Probably almost as important as they go for the witches.
I'll communicate all of that, and then I'll say, I do think we should be wary though. Iron Blood is a strange name for a hag to take. We should keep our guard up if we decide to talk to them.
I do not know much of witches. I trust you with some.
Unfortunately, I do.
So it's kind of mid-afternoon. You could go talk to her right now. You can go do some downtime stuff for a bit. You do understand that the Red Hand is probably on their way to search for this chantry. So if you wanted to do anything there, if you wanted to use a locate spell in it, now would be the time.
I think we should go.
You could also go to the docks and look around for it there using the spells or conventional methods. Of course, there's a lot of other action happening there.
So where do we think this thing is? On the boat?
The Red Hand seem to think it's there, because that's where they're searching. The other possibility of her is maybe it's in the chantry, in this enchanted extra large space in this tower.
Well, we can do that when we go and speak to Iron Blood, I guess.
Shall we wander through the dock, get in as range of as many boats as possible, and run it there, and see if they're on the right track? And if they're on the right track, make sure that they're nowhere close to searching and stamping it anytime soon. And then we can prioritise. If they Red Hand are about to open the right ship, then maybe we need to move that way faster. If it's not there, then we can just let them keep themselves busy.
Yeah, for sure. You want to head to the docks first?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, 500-foot range on the locate spell.
Yep.
I will turn it now. What I need you to do is, so the way that works is you'll have to just kind of pick an area of dock. For each casting, I'll get you to roll a d8. On a roll of an 8, you'll be in the right spot, potentially, for it to work. If it's not there, of course, a roll of an 8 will do nothing.
Okay.
So, give us just the first d8 roll as you do your first casting. You go there. As you kind of focus this power and pull it in, you see the world very differently. almost like, you know when you take a mirror and you bend it and everything warps and changes. You see your vision just starts from that as it seems to try to focus in a couple of spots. What do we roll on that D8?
One.
Oh god. Hero point, hero point,
Look
hero
around.
point.
Hero points won't work on D8 roll, they're only for D20s.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so hero points don't work on tables. Which is what this is, it's a success table. You look around, the eye of Ogmoga is not within 500 feet.
Okay.
Would you like to try again? Two castings left of this.
Yeah, move along
Yep, so you head down
500 feet or
yeah,
whatever.
1,000 feet down the way.
Yep.
Does Grisella look like she's like going a bit woozy or anything as she's doing this?
You see how she's doing it. Her eyes initially clear over and then become purely reflective as she's constantly.
That's so cool.
That is very cool.
So
I
that-
might try eating a mirror because that is very cool.
And I will say also that that's not just one casting. This is a 10-minute sustained.
1
sustained
HP.
spell. So you spend
No,
10 minutes
me.
walking down the docks.
Yes.
And don't find it.
Okay.
You can try another using another cast.
Yeah, how much of the docks is left, do I think?
There's 8 sections of the
Okay,
That's why it's-
yeah. Okay.
So give us another D8.
8!
8. You start around you start kind of you start near the Newgate section where you can stay,
Yeah.
and you start heading south. As you're heading down a slightly dodgy area of the docks, you suddenly see this warped mirror view comes into focus suddenly. A ship. Perhaps too generous of a word. A rotting heap with sails attached to it, resting in the docks. Several people working on it. Looks to be empty. You do see engraved along the side letters spelling out the good ship Ragamuffin. And you see that in the hull of that ship there is a chest that contains the Eye of God. You see a locked chest, great big locked, a very obvious glowing arcane rune on the top of it, and you see inside that chest as you look through steel and wood, literally a large flap of skin with an eye in it. That looks back at you as you look at it.
I smile
Whoa.
at it. I go,
It has not a mouth, but it smiles at you too.
nice. Where are the red hands in relation to the ragamuffin?
The red hands seem to be doing this very plain and logically. They seem to have started up the top and are
Okay.
heading south.
Okay.
They're about the middle so far.
Okay.
So you reckon it'll probably take them somewhere in the range of 2 to 3 days to get here.
Okay.
So you're not on a terrible ticking time.
Okay. I smile and nod. I'm not saying anything in the middle of a dodgy area of the docks, but I
Smart.
Good job passing your wisdom save.
I smile and nod and go, we have time to visit Ironbark if you would wish to do so. I'd like, even if you'd wish to do so.
Yeah, is that what we're up to?
I suppose so. Are there any like beggars in this area?
Yeah, for sure.
Mordred will probably give some points.
Oh, now we're going to get followed like swans. Drizella actually says that.
Good.
People are not swans, Drizella.
You see,
Hand up like 5 copper or something.
Like
you
breadcrumbs.
see they nod and say, and may the judge guide you.
And you should.
Can I get a volunteer? Actually, sorry, I'm going to say you're handing out gold. You're using locate spell. What are the other three of you? What are your perception modifiers? And what are some secret checks?
Oh, no.
Plus 8. Plus 6.
Plus 7.
Plus 7. Sibylla,
Yes.
you notice standing back a ways, but in the crowd, definitely looking towards you, seems to be an older woman with very straight hair and a large cloak holding a stick. Would match the description Darian gave of Freya Iron.
Does she look familiar?
To you? Oh, sorry. You saw her briefly in the Chantry, in the witch's headquarters earlier.
Okay. But doesn't look familiar, someone I've met before.
No.
In my past, and she's looking at us.
Who seems to be watching you?
Mm-hmm. Do I stare back? I might stare back.
Yeah.
Suspiciously.
Yeah.
That when I make eye contact, does that face give off any facial expression?
You see,
Witchy
as
vibes.
you make eye contact, she vanishes below the way.
Suspicious. I stand next to Mordred and I use message. Message is inaudible. So
Yeah, you
into
whisper, but it moves.
into Mordred's head. There's a chest with an arcane sigil containing an eye on that ragged ship that looks like it's about to sink in the dock. It'll take them a couple of days to get there, but that's where it is. They will find it eventually.
I'll message back. I've got the message cantrip too.
Yeah, you get a reply anyway.
You get replying.
And then I'll say, maybe we should come back later when there's less people around. Should we tell the party?
I doubt they'll be stamping boxes at night. I will send the same message to Merida.
Yep.
And then I'll send.
I will. Between the two of you, you can send it.
Not discussing this in a spoken way in the middle of the.
I'll message it
We
to
found
Marion.
the secret eye.
We found it. Red hand guys, you can it's in this ship, and then we can just open the docks, and then we can be on our way.
Yep.
But I figured that's not what we're supposed to be doing, and I did eat a mirror, so
You could do that if you just wanted to leave. That would be an option.
that would be an option. Yeah.
When Mordred messages
I-
into
But the
people's heads,
eyeball smiled at me.
It certainly
I
seemed.
I
don't like
didn't.
that.
I
don't
didn't
like
share that the eyeball smiled at me. I didn't share that. I thought that would freak Mordred out. That was
Should I talk to? Sorry, what's your character's name again, David? Darian, and tell him what I saw in the lady. And
Yeah,
how
for
it
sure.
compares. So that lady you saw before with the cloak that you told us about.
Mhm.
I think I saw her in the crowd.
I suspect she wanders a lot.
But then the strangest thing happened. When my eyes made contact with her, she just vanished.
Can I do another Arcana check to know
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
sort of spell?
Yeah,
Or if this was illusionary devil or
I
something
mean,
like
I
that.
could do an Arcana
give
check
us an
too.
arcana check that identifies because you're doing it through
One.
a description of
Yeah.
so that there's going to be a -4.
Okay, well that's 30 minus 4, 26. I got a 19 on the die.
26 is absolutely enough. That'll get you up to a 4th level spell, which will do it. This is effectively illusionary dump. I think it's called Mirror Scout is the name, but mechanically it lets you make a copy of yourself that is an illusion that you can see through the eyes of that can travel. That's it.
I would
That is very
relay this
The
information.
thing you do know with that successful check, the distance on that spell, she cannot be casting it from the chantry. The chantry is too far away for the range of the spell.
Mm-hmm.
So she can't.
But she wanted to meet us in the church.
She did indeed.
I wonder if she's.
She's following us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or has a hideout somewhere else.
Yeah, or like a devil or like something. Or she's using those illusionary devils from the
Using
chantry.
it
Could
for
she
the
be
building?
halfway between the chantry and somewhere else?
What's the range? Does he?
The range is about 500 foot. It's 500 or 250.
That's quite a large area.
It's
so-
it's a large range, but it's nowhere near. We're talking like a K and a half of the chantry.
Yeah. But she could be like half a K away.
half a K away.
and keeping an eye on us from away distance as we head to the chantry. She heads back. Pretend she was there all along.
I think we should head to the chantry as soon as possible if there's some strange woman following
Yeah,
us.
I'm not. I don't like being watched like this. It's not the most fun thing in the world. So
You just go talk
I
to
just,
the
I
lady.
just think
and-
that when Merida felt like she was being watched by all the wisps and then followed the wisps, and that was, how her mother turned into a freaking bear, so doesn't really want to follow the magic, but
That's
knows
it.
we have to.
The tragedy of becoming a witch being that your job now is pretty much to always follow.
Yeah.
So what
Mordred's
are we
paranoid
thinking?
and
I feel like that. Yeah.
Are we heading to the chantry to partake in tea with this
Yeah.
elderly lady?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Completely
Let's
normal
do this.
elderly lady. I'm sure this will be fun.
Wonderful. You head back to the chantry, same thing. Sibylla, you're able to see the door, you can open it. You're
No,
not,
I
you've
still
not
can't see
passed the 3 tests yet. So
So I can't see it, but I can still get it. Because they did a one. And then
they allow you in. That's more of like just a permission thing of just hey, can they come in? As far as you can tell, there's no like magical barring of people. It's just that
It's
there
just
are
like a
2
manual.
witches standing at the door, kind of frightened. You talk people on guard. You say, "Oh, we're here to see
Mm-hmm.
Fair Ironblood." You see they give you a nod. You see one of them says, "I'm bringing some locals for a reading, are you?"
Friends and associates of mine.
Very well. They're free to come in as long as they just go to hell and back.
Thank you. I'll make sure they follow the rules.
Wonderful. Let us know if they're still here come Sunday. You see the 5 of you all come in, and you see chantry, again, big round common area, lots of tables, cushions and that very inviting area. Several rooms off it. You can see a staircase that winds around the outside that to Haisu's office. One of the little alcoves off the ways, you see written above it is Mother Ironblood, Divinator. Actually, the word it would be not be divinator, it would be augur. Divinators are wizards, augurs are witches. You head through, follow the way, and you come to Ironblood's room. Looks like they have a particular room here, and you see pretty much exactly what you'd expect of an augur. Great big table, looking at silver glass sphere, glass ball on a little stand in the middle. Purple tablecloth with various eye designs around it. There's no window. There's little alcoves with candles in them. Lots of silver tapestries, that sort of thing. Big cushions, very soft and inviting. So it's very good. As you see, set up already are 6 chairs, cups, teas, milk, sugar, honey, little thing of what look to be like little sweet pastries in that. And she is sat at the head of the table, slowly stirring a cup. She's mixing in some sugar, mixing in a few spoons of honey. She says, "Good, you're right in time. Sit, please. I'm glad you got my invitation."
Thank you.
She said, "Close the door if you want behind you." Wonderful.
I would use my magic if I could.
Yeah, I think you've got Mage Hand or the equivalent, so you're welcome to.
No, I can't. I don't have that actually.
Sibylla, you immediately feel as that door closes, this whole room is teleported somewhere else.
That's cool.
It's done in a way that you wouldn't recognise, but you feel it deep down. You feel it kind of brush against your own magic aura. Ironblood seems completely stone. The face doesn't seem to be trying to give this away. It seems like it's a secret. That happens as you you see, she says, "Please sit, help yourself. Tea, biscuits. Make yourselves comfortable."
Mordred would reach for a biscuit.
Tea.
Of course.
So the pot dutifully hovers over, pours tea to everyone.
I hope she doesn't have paws.
What?
Papas.
Oh.
It was a bad
No,
weekend.
pies.
It's a
Little
terrible
sweet
Wiccan
dainters on a tray that kind of levitates and slowly floats by all of you. As you see, she says, "I understand you've been working for the Lord. Is that correct?"
With the Lord, not exactly for the Lord.
Indeed. He has paid you coin, has he not?
Oh, he did.
That is usually what is meant by working for, but whatever you wish to call the arrangement is fine by me. I think I can help you, and I think you are looking for something that I may be able to tell you where it is. But I also think you could help me, and I would quite like your help. Friends these days are hard to find. Sibylla, you've had your own troubled history with the Order.
Yes.
You know that they are not always as all-seeing or as holistic as they would like to claim. I fear the Eye is not best set with Tashan, the current Order. I feel it would be better in the hands of someone who could use it to better effect. Someone who could take drastic action in these trying times.
Who is this someone?
She raises an eyebrow. Even says, I would take it to our troop. I would have it returned to Morgana of Fae.
And
Mordred starts breathing really heavily.
forgive me, but why do you want us to smuggle it out of the city?
Precisely.
I don't think Morgana deserves it.
Ooh.
Interesting.
May I ask though, if that is the task, and you seem like a very powerful witch, why can you not do it yourself?
I am stationed here. My place is here. Someone needs to take over when the current wise woman of this city leaves, and I hope it's me. But their ship that rests in the dock, the Eye is currently on a ship that could leave. I would ask simply that you facilitate its transport, have it handed over on the Isle of Flotsam. Once it gets there, it will be handed over to a ship directly to the Begot Queen.
Are you managing to keep your cool?
Okay. No,
What's
Mordred.
Mordred's reaction?
After that, Mordred will literally stand out of his seat and knock the tea aside, and he'll say, "Morgana is not having the Eye."
Oh my god.
I'm going to use my cantrip to just, it's called tremor signs. It's like message, but through the earth.
Yep.
But only if it's something that like people would know and I've done before.
Yep.
All I'm trying to do is like caution, like calm, like a,
Like me.
yeah, like a note of calm.
Mordred is shaking. Just
You see, she says, "You would speak ill of the Begot Queen. How unusual."
I would never speak a kind word of her. Never again.
Disappointing.
We know that it's Morgana.
Anyone who wants to do an occultism check?
Let me have a
Faye,
wiki check.
Sibylla, you know Morgana Le Fay was the last pupil of Nimue before she disappeared, so the only one other than so there was you were her pupil, and then Morgana Le Fay was, and then Nimue vanished.
There was one under the God Queen though.
28.
28. You know that they are a powerful human mage of some kind. You know they're related to Camelot in some way. That you can't quite remember what or why. You hear about them talked about a lot in that with the 28. I think that's about it. Unless they want to beat the 28. That's a fairly high DC for that one.
Can I roll on it, or is it?
You know.
Yeah.
You can share what you like.
Maybe not in present company.
Yeah.
You see, Freya says, "Well, I seem to have misjudged the situation terribly."
I stand behind Mordred and go, I have no intention of dealing with any Fae. Certainly not delivering things for them.
Disappointing. Very welcome.
Well, may we deliberate on this offer and talk amongst ourselves so that we can decide the path that we can take.
So she says, by all means, take your time.
Does Morgana like shoes?
And reaches out her hands and dissipates into the air into dust.
Can I? I'm just gonna kind of check wizard
Yeah,
stuff.
go for it.
Do I feel like? Oh, I don't know if you've told me that the room's moved. I don't think I know, would I? That we've teleported to a different plane.
Not unless Sibylla has some way to share that.
But this dissipate, does this feel like it's the same spell as Chris saw before? Or
Matches the description, yeah. You can give us an Arcana check if you go. Actually, try that. Make that a secret check. Do
okay, yeah.
you have any modifiers or anything like that? No? Any extra abilities?
Just possible.
Plus 11?
The main thing I'm trying to figure out is like, is it likely that she's still asleep?
You believe this is probably the same spell. Without a body, it's hard to tell. It would be hard for her to hold this.
Okay.
So we're talking to.
I think we're relatively okay to speak.
What do we think, guys? We've only been together a short period of time, and seemingly we all have backgrounds and pasts and different views on this that perhaps differ. Me personally, I care little for Morgana, but what I don't want to see is a cherished item of our brethren in the hands of some outside of our hands. This is a witch. This item belongs to the witches and should stay with the witches, and I want to see it stay with the witches.
On that, Chris, or Sibylla, sorry, a thought occurs to you that the wise woman of the glade here was pretty prepared to give this to Red Hand,
Yes, that's concerning.
which is really quite odd.
Yes,
This is a bishop saying, "Yeah, sure, you can take the trash out." I don't.
yes. Whereas I have like a reverence for this item. I know of it. It's been like this is like taking the I don't know how
It's the Coldenor.
Yeah, like
it's a symbol of the ruling witch. It's a symbol of power, authority, that sort of thing. It's pretty odd that Hysia wouldn't have that same attitude.
yeah.
Why would they give it away?
Unless it's fake. But what do I know of it and where
It didn't
this
look
item will
fake.
be? Like
We know.
we knew. I think you said last time that it was in the possession of. It was on the possession of what's the lady?
It was on the possession of Dame Gotham, who was the All-Mother, the leader of the witches. She died, which is a very unusual thing. And when she died with it, it was assumed it was destroyed with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that was about 50 years ago. It's just kind of shown up. You actually don't know how it's been found.
And it's just shown up in this town. It hasn't been come from outside the town.
Unclear which of the two.
All right. Okay.
Miranda would
Darren
probably
is-
want to ask Mordred more about this Morgan person of, why are you getting so defensive, please let us know, tell us so we can help.
I guess from my perspective as a witch, I'm not really. My primary focus is not how did this come here. It's
Yeah.
just this is our
belongs
thing.
to. Yeah.
Don't take our thing.
Yeah.
So
It definitely doesn't belong to my
Darian
Yeah.
will speak up and say, the only difference the highborn and the small folk have is that the small folk are honest. And I signed a document to say that I would get these items and not give them
Hey,
to
Jesse, you're coming
randoms.
through?
So that is what I plan to do.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Well, if you don't want to give it to Morgana, I'm absolutely on your side.
No.
perhaps we take it, but don't deliver it.
But I will not promise that the lady, the iron
Yeah,
seems very shady. I don't think we even say we're going to attempt
If she
it.
works
No.
for Morgana, she can't be trusted.
Well, she wasn't Faye, was she? She was like
Who?
the lady herself. It was just Morgana might be Faye.
Morgana or Faye.
Yeah, Morgana's Faye, but she's not. But could I don't know. I
I
don't
will say
trust
with that check, the Colson check, Morgana is not actually she's
The LaFay is just the surname. It's from Arthurian legend.
Mhm.
Mordred, you would know what this thing's last name is if you want to share. Otherwise, I don't think a 28 gets you that information.
don't think I'd share, but I will. Can I have that contract? Real quick. I'll just take the contract out and I'll show you how I signed my name. And I'll say, Morgana Le Fay is never to be trusted. Take it from her son.
Oh,
Interesting.
that is very interesting. I love that. Plot twist.
There's some family issues there.
It's mommy issues.
Why
say
are you
to-
against your family?
I say to Mordred, mothers are generally overrated, in my opinion.
They lie, they steal your childhood away, and then they leave you.
Is she also your auntie?
They
She's the only family I've ever had.
lie, they do deals that turn you into this while saving themselves.
I've never had a mother, so
You are lucky. The family
My
you
mother died
choose,
before the last Thunderance.
yeah, also lucky.
Yes.
The family you choose appears to be the only one you can rely on.
absolutely.
Mm.
Merida feels like the odd one out here.
Comes from a loving,
To be
platonic
fair,
family.
Yeah,
A loving family,
like,
but your mum's
not
a bear.
well adjusted, but like they have disagreements. But you know, she's regretting the fact that she's turned her mother and her siblings into a bear. And hoping that we can try and recover the relationship that we once did have before she tried to start getting me to marry other people and political stuff that I really had no interest in. So.
Maybe we should get the eye, seeing as we know where that is. And then Sibylla can make a decision over what we do with it, seeing as you seem most invested in it as an item. I would suggest we open the chest with caution. It appears to have a glowing sigil, which probably would do
I
us.
might be able to investigate that one.
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't give it to Morgana, and we can't let it into the hands of the hag and fae killers. I think it's best left with Sibylla or Tishana, the old mother.
I agree. It should stay with the witches,
Mm-hmm.
not the hag.
If not these witches, other witches.
I will say, just on that, witches and hags are all part of the covenant of Kruthic. They're not two different entities. It's your assumption is that this person is like a splinter, just wanting to get it to move on.
All right.
We're not going to let happen.
And what city are we in at the moment? I'm just looking at the world.
Aronia.
What do we, or what
You
has
started in
Sibylla
the right?
told us about
Started in the
the eye?
We know.
What do we know?
We know it's the eye of
Oh,
an
yeah.
old
okay.
god
So
called
you've come
Came
down
down
here.
through here.
Yep.
Okay, it's the eye of an old god called Ogma.
So
Who
been
was
in
in
God
still
of
such a
knowledge.
small area.
I think yeah,
Yes,
and was in competition with the Magus and was tricked by the Magus, lost their eye, and it did belong to Dame Gothel. Apparently, it's got some immense power to it, but we don't really know what that is. Correct?
No, I don't actually think you know what it does.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't know either.
No, so the function of it never seemed to be the point in the way the witches use
I don't
it.
think I'd ever seen it used. It's just I knew of it. And
You would have known of you would have met you would have met Dame Gothel at some point, probably before she was a woman. Being I don't think Sibylla ever got the rank of mother. I think she was only ever a sister, and so you would never really been important enough to meet the All Mother. But you probably would have met Dame Gothel back when she was a grandmother of some sort. But we would have never seen the eye itself.
And Gothel's obviously a witch from another Disney movie.
One of the very famous witches. I'm quickly going to go fill this up.
If at the point that we're somewhere safe, you know the eye is alive.
Oh yes,
It could see me looking at it.
yes. But I'd rather it be seeing us or a friend rather than being in the eternal capture of an enemy, such as the Red Hand.
I have
Morgana.
I have no issue leading you to an eyeball on a piece of skin, if that's what you wish for. It smiled at me as I was looking at it from the shore. I think it probably has powers over the ornamental.
Looking for an eye. I like wearing an eyeball shirt while looking for an eye.
It was intentional.
Yes, I think it has powers over the ornamental and the ceremonial. But if you're a witch and you know what to do with it, then so be it. Are we going at night, or are we just...
I think we need to get it as soon as possible before these ones do.
to the docks?
Also, while we're in this room, is there any, is there a desk or anything that I can search for signs of correspondence with Morgana?
Doesn't seem to be a desk.
Okay.
You can learn from the eye as well.
So you're heading to the docks.
Do we try to exit the door and
Yeah.
get out and stuff? Or?
Yeah, you get up and you grab the locked handle of the door.
Oh no. Can I detect magic, see if there's magic on the door itself?
Yep, there's a spell on the door.
Oh god.
Oh, fucking witches.
Morgana, Mordred is pacing around.
Yeah,
even
she
more
looks
now.
straight back at you.
You see there's a number of cushions around. There's a few shelves of various knickknacks, that sort of thing. There's a tapestry above. There's the purple tablecloth over this table with a full tea set, crystal ball in the middle, locked door, kind of circular room.
Can I look at the crystal ball?
Yeah, for sure. Looks like a ball of glass crystal. Would you like to do some sort of identify check or something like that?
I just want to look into
Smash
it. I just want to look into it
Yeah.
and see if I can get it to work. Tinker with it.
Yeah, you see a reflection of yourself looking back. You see Mordred pacing about the room. Sibylla, as you look around, you realize the tapestry above is it's kind of parted in the middle and open, but as you look at it, you realize that it bears the same sigil as that bit of paper you have from the Witch in the Woods.
You could always burn this if you need to get out of
Could
a
that be
sticky
contact?
situation.
Hysia. You have the other one about the witch who told you to contact Nimue. They're the same symbol.
What does the symbol look like?
It's a symbol of what looks to be two crows crows or ravens facing away from each other. In between them, chalice of some sort. You look into that. Do you want to try and use it as a spell focus? Do you want to see if it's magic, or are you just looking into it?
I just want to see, I'm sure I understand what a crystal ball is.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I want to see if I can attempt to scry, even though I don't have the spell.
Yeah, for sure.
Since it's a magic item,
Give us an
scry
arcana
on the lady if I can.
Yeah.
See where she is. 21.
21 is enough to know that this is a mundane glass sphere. It's got no innate magical properties to it.
Yeah.
You reckon you could use this as a spell focus, but it's not enchanted itself.
Can I go up to the tapestry and try and pull it off the wall?
Yeah, sure. You give it's not going to come off with a light tongue. Do you want to give an athletics check?
Oh,
Try and pull it off
absolutely,
its- at the
With
base?
great force
Yeah, for sure.
and hatred behind it. Athletics, that'll be a 23.
You give it a big old tug, and it comes falling down. Big metal pipe onto the tiles on the ground, the other into the pillows. It's at a pile at your feet. You see there's a little alcove out the back in which there are a few crystals, looks to be a sprig of lavender, a thing of rosemary, and a couple of candles burning to illuminate the room.
Do any of them look magical? No.
Not immediately. You can do a check though.
I would like to, if that's possible. Could I detect magic on them?
You detect magic again. Detect magic just shows you the most powerful magic in a 20-foot radius. I think it is.
No, it just shows you
Yeah.
that
the
magic
presence of
exists.
Oh, wonderful. Magic.
Just a yes and no.
on those crystals.
Oh, you're targeting crystals?
Yeah.
Crystals
Can you
seem-
target something with it?
I don't think you can target.
I don't think you can.
I think it just tells you the magic in range.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we found out
Let me
last
double
week.
check. Detect magic, cantrip 1. You send it, yeah, so it tells you if there's magic in a 30-foot emanation.
Yeah, it's just true false until
you,
it gets
so
higher.
you can ignore magic you're aware of. So there's definitely magic in this room. What would you like to ignore? Other than all everybody's items and that stuff.
Everyone's items in the door.
Ignoring the door, there's some magic.
Is there a window in here?
Nope.
I'm
Course
just gonna
not.
knock on the door.
Yep.
Excuse me. Please.
Nothing seems to happen.
Oh, God.
I just smash that crystal ball in temper. I'm going to chuck it at the door.
Can everyone give me a reflex save as shards of glass fly?
Oh god.
Oh God. Immersed in glass.
Oh no.
Oh, that's good.
14.
14,
19.
19,
23.
23.
You know what? I'm gonna hero point this.
Me too.
I might
Sure
too.
thing, pass them up, pass them up.
Oh, much better.
Remember, if you roll less than 10 with a hero point, you add 10, so the least you can roll is a 10.
That'll be
Mhm.
23.
23,
19.
19,
25.
25. 25 is a crit success, you take no damage, the rest of you take 3 points of...
I'm immune to mirror damage and glass damage currently.
There you go.
Yes. Just for this one check.
Yes. Seems to be nothing else. Door seems closed, has some sort of spell in it, you know what the spell is. Door
Oh,
seems
sorry, that was a
like
fit
it's
of temper.
locked otherwise. What are we doing?
Is there a chair in here?
Yep, there
I'm
are
going to
5
sit in
doors,
it
6
and drink
doors.
coffee.
Can I?
Wonderful.
Can
What is
I?
this cutting off the banner?
Yeah.
The tapestry. I just tear the phrase in half.
Can I do an Arcana check on this lock to see, like, is it a lock that if I cast a certain spell it might
Yeah, for sure, you can do
reveal?
some
Is it
Arcana
like
check
a
on it. Yeah.
like this needs lightning to
I'm
get
going to do
through?
that as
or
a
something?
secret check, if that's alright.
Okay. Damn it, my 19 on the die doesn't count.
You're extremely confident that this is a lock spell. Lock is a first level spell.
Okay.
Do you
And-
understand?
I don't have like the spell.
Unlock will unlock the lock spell. Or knock is the other name for it. Obviously, none of you probably have that spell prepared. With the check which you roll, I'll tell you roll a crit success on identifying the lock spell. All that does is increase the DC to open the lock or break down the door.
Okay.
So it doesn't prevent it from being made.
Does anyone have like thieves tools or anything? Or break? Or
I'm-
like is
I'm
strong
great
enough
with
to break?
athletics.
Funnily enough, Bigby would be able to pick this lock if they were here. It's a terrible shame they're missing things.
Can I try and break down the door?
He didn't manage to
Break
use
down door, funnily
architecture.
enough, if you can believe it, is a standard action in Pathfinder which there are rules for, called Force Entry or Force Open.
Yeah.
Absolutely bizarre. That's
Oh, here it is.
So have a look at Force Open for me. I think it's an active.
Negative 2 penalty without a crowbar. Do I have a crowbar?
If anyone has a crowbar, you're welcome to use it.
I don't have a crowbar. Could I attempt to use my sword to pry the door a bit?
Yeah, I'll let it, but if you crit fail, it might break your sword. I'll do a flat.
I don't care about breaking the
If
sword.
you crit fail, I'll give you a flat DC 5 check to not break the sword.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll. I'll let it drop depending on minus 1.
Okay.
So actually,
Yeah.
Can I help?
you can absolutely help. So first, give us an athletics check. Anyone who wants to give us an athletics check to try and break the door in.
Should I roll now?
10, I'm afraid that won't cut it for help, but you don't hinder. Anyone else with
14.
any bonuses, anything like that?
14.
For athletics?
Yeah.
I'm afraid that won't cut it either. You need a 15 to be able to help. So you see, they kind of, they have a go at it, they kick it, doesn't really do it. Mordred, the athletics modifier, give us a check.
Mordred, with all the hatred for his mother in the world, will shove her sword into the door.
Mhm.
Ooh! 28.
With a 25
Nice.
required to break the door down.
Nice.
The check to lockpick this, you would have need to hit 4 successes at a DC 30 on the thievery, so it would have been really hard to hit. But it's a very weak door. You foot back, put in the door, bang! Door flies open, breaking the lock and the hinge, and sunlight comes rushing in, as does the sounds of the waves and the sea. You appear to be back near the docks. As you remember the teleport spell. It was cast after your run. As you kind of get your bearings, as you get your bearings, you are somewhere on the south side of the glade near the docks.
I have a degree of concern that she wishes us to retrieve this thing, either because there is significant risk involved in doing so, or she doesn't actually know exactly where it is. I think it's likely she could find it. If I can find it, she could find it. Therefore, I guess there is significant risk. For someone who can become invisible and teleport, why would you send us into the ship?
Why ask that question?
Yeah. Because she's sneaky.
Because she's a friend of Morgana.
Sneaky.
Sneaky, slimy, can't be trusted.
Backstabbing. And locks the door.
I assume my familiar can go any distance away from me given enough
It's an
time.
element.
Even
Yeah,
with
there's
its like
three
Snoop
familiars in
action.
the party now. Snoop only helps you with diplomacy checks. Snoop is not.
No, it relays gossip.
Snoop helps you with a diplomacy check to gather information.
So it's not like a.
That diplomacy check we did earlier to gather information, where I said, see what rumors you've heard, that would have been where Snoop.
Okay.
So remind me in future. It can give you
So
a
it's
plus.
not like it can fly out to the
Yeah.
bow and like listen and kind of thing.
It can do, just not mechanically. So your familiar has a +7 to perception. That's pretty damn good, actually. So yeah, it could conceivably listen in around the boat. It's just that it would need to go over there. I'd make some checks for it, then it could come back and it can communicate you to the level of the familiar, so it can give you vague emotional impressions towards it. It's not actually intelligent enough to like relay all the information. But it's going to give you some stuff, just not a ton. You need to kind of spec into some like, you need to either let the familiar talk to be able to do that better, or get some better stealth perception.
Yeah, all I want to know is like really bad, bad, or like.
Yeah, you can
like,
definitely just
okay.
say, you can just fly over to the boat and see what's what.
Does it look like really bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you send Nightshade over to do
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Can I
absolutely.
Can I send my familiar over with?
Do they have a fly stick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can then. It just depends what ability.
Do you have flyer? Is that
Uh,
familiar ability?
I've got that you've got Snoop and Threat Display,
Oh, okay, so you can't.
so you don't have a fly stick.
Okay.
So you can, it'll just take it. Awesome. Nightshade heads off quite quickly. They've got a high speed. I don't know exactly what it is.
25.
25 foot. Okay, so average speed. But heads off as the young parakeet flies to check out the ship. Anyone doing anything in the meantime?
Mordred will probably just sit for a bit and like try and stop hyperventilating a little. Can I do a refocus activity in that downtime by like reading and doing a bit of my embroidery?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's no check on refocuses. No, great, you just get a focus point back.
Maybe
you
it's
see-
just a calm down action.
And you see, after a couple of minutes, Nightshade returns, and you're doing some checks real quick. Lovely. That'll do. Comes back. Their impression is that it looks fine. There's no one around.
It's a trap. It's a boat-shaped
So,
trap.
I'll let anyone who wants to give me a sense motive check as well on Freya.
Could I use like haggle or anything to do that?
I'll let you make a different check if you want to see why they might be trying to get the eyes on the garment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just have it. Anyone else wants to give me a perception check to see?
Would I know from my experience seeing it, can the item be just touched or do you need to be held in a certain way?
Your understanding is that it's a full ritual when it's given to the next level. So you imagine it probably is more than just like touching it. Give us a.
But I mean, would I have seen someone touch it? Like my hand not going to melt if I touch it.
You think that would be very odd. Stuff hags items don't usually look at. So like a divine chalice of a god might vaporize you if you touch it. Hag stuff just doesn't tend to work like that. Usually you just won't be able to do anything with it.
Yeah, it could just be an item.
Because they're all that primordial magic nature blending in. It'll just seem like any results on those checks from anyone?
10.
24.
24. You don't think that her concern is finding the eye with that sense motive. You think that she's the one who's put it on board that ship and she wanted to find people who go with it to wherever it's going.
I share that.
You think she probably didn't suspect you knew where it was, given what she was talking about, how she was like, I might tell you where it is. Seems like you find that's quite interesting. So in regards to options, as well as anything else you might want to do, you know the red hand is around. They would definitely take that off their hands. You know where the eye is. You could just go grab it.
Do you want the eye for something?
Well, we don't want Morgana to get. Well, I don't want Morgana.
I
to
don't
get
want the red hand to get it.
That's fair enough. It's pretty safe bet they'll either destroy it or lock it in a vault for
How
now.
big is this eye? Is it like?
That's an eye. Yeah,
Oh, it's just like normal eye.
So yeah, Drizel, what you saw was an eye, old, kind of faded, whitish brown eye, and then a big flap of skin around it.
Ooh.
Something we could put in like a bag or something.
Absolutely.
It's not a huge item.
And then the other person you could talk to would be Hysia, the wise woman of the blade, who seemed oddly keen to work with the red hand, but you could talk to her and ask her what it's about. You could try to work out what her deal is.
I feel like Merida would want to try and figure out what the deal with the eye is. Why this is why the witches want to.
I want to get the eye as soon as possible to stop other people getting, especially if Mother Ironblood knows where it is.
Cool.
Knows what we.
So there is no reason you can't just go to the docks and buy it. Would you like to do that?
I would, but I'll sell whatever.
I think it would be better in our possession, then we can work out who wants it, why they want it, and what we should be doing with it. I am worried that they seem to wish to give away this important relic and artifact to the Red Hand, who I distrust intensely. I also don't particularly like the hag, who is just playing games. I feel disinclined to be a pawn in her game. I would rather have the eye, and then we can figure out what to do with it, I think.
Awesome.
Let's go get the eye.
You head
To the
over
eyeball.
To get the eye. You head over to the docks of the good ship we have them often. You head through town. Dodgy sea part of town here, abandoned warehouses, decaying homes, just full stands that just say poison for sale.
Zip my pockets up.
Yeah, very much so, in fact.
No.
Interesting. Everyone roll me a luck.
Oh god.
Someone's about to lose.
Oh, net 20.
18.
Wonderful.
Wait, how? Sorry,
12.
what's a luck?
12. Let's
Luck's
just do. What was that one, Rose? 9.
14.
14. Merida, can you lose 2 silver? You head down. You eventually find the docks where you know the ship is located. As you head to the front, you see 2
Oh no! I can see.
standing near the entrance of the docks.
Oh, yes!
As you see one short and fat figure and one tall and thin figure, who you would recognise as Horace and Jasper.
Did we meet them, or was it only Big B?
No,
I
you met
may-
We met them at the end.
you met them, yeah.
So he's been joining us.
Big B is not joining us, so Big B's still on his mission. You don't really know where he is or what he's up to. We'll resolve that.
Are these two in like super plain sight?
Oh, so
Oh yeah, they're
Jesse
standing
and
out the
I.
front of the dock, blocking away.
Um,
Jesse called up earlier and tried to join, but was having a bit of tech issues, so I decided to just call.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that.
No, that's all right. I didn't interrupt all of this.
I'm just going to cast invisibility on myself.
Which movie is this screenshot from?
This is from 101 Dalmatians.
Okay, there you go. I thought it looked
These
Disney-ish.
characters I have straight, just completely lifted from that movie. I think they're hilarious.
They are fantastic.
But you see one of them is leaning against the left-hand side of the archway, one of them is leaning against the right-hand side, they're just hanging out.
Like if I notice these two with enough time behind, I'm just gonna like go into an alley, cast invisibility, walk out, and walk onto the ship past them.
Yeah, for sure.
Will you
Um,
tell us that's what you're going to do?
Yeah, so you all see that the entry to this dock here, I'll minimize this.
I'll just scout. I won't.
The entry
I'll
to
give
this
you-
dock, this kind of little gap here, just has, one is on one side, one is on the other. Their job just seems to be minding the door. Right?
I will. I just want to like scout out, and I'll let you know with my tremor sense if like there's danger or like more people on board, like those sort of like basic knowledge,
I
like
could-
found the box kind of thing.
I can also cast invisibility.
Did you want to come too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can cast it on a creature, so it doesn't necessarily need to be me.
Nice.
Is,
the most stealth.
is anyone good at like picking locks and
So picking locks is thievery is the skill.
Is there anyone of that nature here?
By my count, the only one with thievery proficiency is... Oh no. Sibylla, you're trained in picking locks, you're trained in thievery,
Oh, yes.
by my look at it. So you've got a plus 6 to that check. Yep. As for stealth, everyone except Mordred has stealth training. Mordred has -3 to stealth checks.
I've got heavy plate armor.
Merida, you have +8. Sibylla, you have +6.
I think
Darian,
you should go because you've got more lockpicking.
Alright.
So I think
Lockpicking
Because
is a pretty specialty skill. That's going to be
Yeah.
hard to beat.
yeah. So
Well, that's okay. I just wanted to know if there was someone more
Yeah,
equipped
come with-
than me.
Yeah.
That I don't necessarily need to cast it on myself. I can cast it on someone else if I want to. Alright, well...
I assume can two invisible people see each other?
I'm happy to say that
Bump into each other.
if you both, because you're both spellcasters, you're both casting together. If you like hold hands while you cast the spell or something, I'm happy to say you can see each other. You'll appear like translucent.
Just be like, hello, friend.
No, I'm just like, what's your race?
I actually changed it. No, my race itself is.
Wow, that is.
Technically I changed it to human
Okay.
because I realized I
So
screwed
you're
up
walking
last
around. I'm holding like this.
Yeah,
You
I'm
need to
technically
hold hands the
Nephilim.
whole time, which is
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm technically Fae. Yeah.
So you would be colloquially thought of as fair.
Colloquially. Not quite.
You're not blade fair.
Yes.
Mechanically not so much, but colloquially. Same as like devils, elementals, dragons.
Yeah.
Basically anything that's not a human,
Just
an
strange.
animal, or a god is fair. So, like, cool. So you become invisible. Both knock down those spell slots. Invisibility doesn't give you a bonus to stealth. You just simply cannot be detected by it. So huge for this. How long does invisibility last?
10 minutes.
Nice.
If,
that still
and
just
if I
one?
use a hostile action,
Yeah.
it ends. Would picking locks wouldn't be classed as a hostile action?
Oh, is it stronger than D&D?
Oh yeah.
Can I do a thing before they go as well? I'll give Sibylla my third feather token, and I say, if you get into trouble, use this and send a message to us. It'll summon a bird that will send a message.
Okay.
Oh, I can
What
just
do I have to
message
do?
you guys.
Really? What's the range on that?
The range on it is 120 feet.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So it would just you just get vibrations through the boat to your feet.
What's that? Sorry.
120 feet probably won't get you to it.
What,
Well,
Not to the
bird.
edge.
what's that spell?
So here's the kind of
Is that a
like,
message
vibe of the
as well?
dark as you look in. These
Through the
ship here,
ground. Sorry.
I've got a
David, this
spell
one's
called
relevant
message.
for you.
Oh yeah.
Ship in the dock, lots of dock space, entryway. That from the middle of the ship to the door is 250 feet.
Okay.
Just for distance.
Yeah, you're gonna need.
And what's the spell? What's the message?
Not much longer. I don't know. Measured to 60.
Is it only 6?
Or is it someone with the spell can double check that first?
Is this message?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 120 feet.
Okay, so it's the same.
You can heighten it, but at level 3 to 500 feet.
I'll give you the
So
token.
heightened would work better with the other spell
Yeah, I don't
slots,
have that.
so
We're not at the level yet.
that's what- So you highlight it. So the two of you are scanning ahead.
Yep.
Wonderful. You head on in, just ignore these other tokens. You walk past Horace and Jasper, who are just kind of sitting there. You see Horace, the thin, skinny one, is just kind of whistling. Minding their own business. You head on past. As you are walking along, you see a figure in a kind of velvet doublet, sort of a stylish grey cravat, cigarette in a holder, kind of a flat hat. It looked to be kind of humanish, pointy ears, grey skin, kind of a stylish beard, sitting in a chair, smoking away. You see, as you walk on, you see their eyes are following you too.
Oh. I get the feeling it's going to crack out a trumpet and start playing some jazz or something.
A little bit, yeah. As you see their eyes from, and you see as you continue to walk towards the boat, you see they say, "Can I help you?"
I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear it.
I turn.
Unless you're sneaking and invisible as well, you're not there, Giselle.
Oh, so I'm not sneaking. No,
so
you're
it's
going
just the
ahead.
two invisible.
Oh no, sorry. Yes.
Darren, are you doing it? Saying anything?
Um,
Doing anything?
I would imagine I'm still within range of Tremor Sense.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
fine.
will Tremor Sense to the party. Danger.
Mordred will be like, oh my god, we need to help them.
You can see that Horace and Jasper are still at the front gate. That's probably about all you can see straight off the boat.
So where is this other guy?
So he's sitting around here,
Right.
the thing, casually smoking. The two of you are probably around like here-ish when they spot you.
And where do we know where the eye is?
Oh yeah, so the eye is in a crate.
Not
just
just,
below.
or not even on the boat yet.
No. It's clear that they can see you while you eat.
Mm-hmm.
You see, they smoke and they say, "Do I need to call Dumb and Dumber on you?"
We're
Come in, sit down, take your load off.
well,
And you see they kind of kick out two chairs from under the table and say, sit, come on.
I will go and sit.
well, I'll take off invisibility. Isn't it?
I'm remaining.
I know when the jig is up.
Oh, you can remain invisible if you like. Mordred, are you heading to their aid?
I was
Or
gonna say,
you
can I-
message danger?
Can
or
I
something?
message back and I can be like, hi, Mordred here. What's going on? Are you okay? What do you want us to do?
They can see us. Find out what Dumb and Dumber want, and if things turn nasty, let me know immediately.
You see, as you drop the
I'll relay
invisibility,
that to Drizella and
you're out on the street. You can see Horace and Jasper as you drop invisibility. You see Horace goes, "Oh, you need a hand at all, boss?" And Jasper says, "Yeah, boss, you need a hand." And they kind of give a vague wave as they go back to keeping watch. You see that it says, you see this pointy-eared figure reaches out a hand and says, "Oops, that's not them. That's not theirs then." And says, "I'm the boss."
I see that.
And you are?
Sibylla.
We're going to meet you, Sibylla. You're a taller friend here? Fair enough. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you seem to be trying to sneak onto my dock.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
see, this is your ship?
No. Fiddleston.
Oh.
But I've been paid a generous sum of money to keep it free from visitors.
Okay. You wouldn't mind disclosing who's paying you that generous sum?
When you give large monies to yourself, it tends to come with the assumption of anonymity. Unless you've got more money.
How large was this sum of money?
Or more than a couple of horses.
Which is?
Give me a thievery check.
11.
11. Hard to tell.
Yeah, I was like at 11. So.
Hard to tell. Somewhere in the range of hundreds of gold to 1,000 gold would be your estimate of what a couple of horses would cost.
I look over and go to Mordred and go, I could have flensed him by now.
Yeah, can we say we're approaching?
Yeah.
I get.
Can our friends join us here?
Are we
You
walking
see-
up to Horace, or are we go speak to the Dumb and Dumber in the first
Yeah, let's talk to
instance?
Dumb and Dumber.
Well,
Yeah.
not Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah, well I think I demoralised Dumb or Dumber the last time we met.
I believe you.
After the
Oh, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
talk- I'll-
after the market
Yeah.
debacle with Big
No,
B.
it's the you and Chris were away. Bigby rolled a nat 1 insight check
On this
these
pair
two
of-
people and thought that these
Incredibly
two obvious crooks were the
Yeah.
most trustworthy people.
Okay.
And
Well,
they said
That
they
he'd
were
ever
well
met.
I'm with you to chat. I've got good diplomacy.
I'll say, hello, hi.
And you see Jasper, tall thin one, replies and says, well, if he's our dear friend, how are you? And you see Horace, the short fellow, replies, dear friend.
We're doing well enough, but I believe our friends are in there.
And you see they turn around and they're quite unceremoniously. You see Horace yells out, "Boss, can I come in?" As you see the boss he says, bring them in. You see the two step aside, let you pass.
As we walk in, I accidentally drop my mace onto one of their feet.
Do you go for Jasper the thin one or Horace the large one?
Mordred feels a pang in his foot where you did the same thing.
Yeah, it's becoming a thing. Whichever one is nearest the gate. Oh, the tall thin one.
Tall thin
Jasper. Yeah.
What's your spell save? Never mind, they don't pass it. And you see they try to move their foot out the way at the last minute, but instead of ow!
Oh, so careless. So careless.
Mordred
And-
shoots you a look.
I pick it up again and go, I must be more cautious. Apologies.
And you see just rubbing their hands together, so
So it's like an Eshe seagull. Eshe seagull.
Issues.
Oi, bruv, come over here, bruv.
But you see, you head down, you take a seat. You see the boss says, you were wanting to sneak onto my dock as well?
We were not trying.
Do I look like I'm sneaking?
No, but you're friends with the sneaks. You don't know these people?
If they choose to
Of
sneak,
course, they're our
that's
friends.
if they choose to sneak, and that's up to them. I rarely sneak.
Well, regardless, I really can't have
Yeah,
That is understandable.
it's unfortunate.
that, isn't it? Are you looking for anything in particular? I'll be happy to sell it.
We're friends with Freya Ironblood.
Give me a deception check.
Oh. The one thing I'm not. 22.
Which is pretty good,
The one thing I'm not good at, I do. I'm not that.
but not good enough.
No!
As you see, they chuckle and say, I'd be surprised if something like that has any friends.
Associates then.
What is his reaction to that name code?
Give us a perception check for that sense person.
In that one, I'm going to use a hero point.
Give us your hero point.
And, what was it? Deception? Oh, no,
Perception.
So 13, 14. 21.
21. There's a hint of familiarity in the eye.
Can I like survey the group and see if anyone seems like the most frustrated with the situation? Which one of the four?
Horace, Jasper's looking.
Oh, not like our
Oh,
party. Yeah, because I can only trim a sense one person.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mordred is just like shaking, looking anxious. as
Okay,
he-
I'm gonna go. It's a usual thing.
Yeah.
Does anyone like out of the ordinary?
No,
Okay,
not really.
okay. I'll trim a signs Mordred and just like fight question mark.
Never!
Okay.
And he'll say that aloud because he's a fool. Nothing.
Well, I'll question if I need to. What were you here to steal? And would you like me to sell it for you? We can all save each other a whole lot of trouble. You can get your thing, I can get some coin.
Do you not know what's on the boat?
I know there's a locked chest that I've been told not to open. My experience, they're full of goodies.
What else do you sell?
Ooh. What do you need?
What have you got?
Have you got enough crooked pennies? I've got anything your heart desires. I work for a organization. We have connections. We have deep pockets. We have large chests full of things people will miss or won't miss. Sometimes both.
Interesting. I take my mask off. I use my frightening visage, which gives me a bonus to demoralize.
Yeah.
And I open my mouth, which
So
is
before we do that, we're going to have
Good.
a real quick chat about attitudes in Pathfinder.
Yes.
And if they use it.
Oh.
So,
he is currently what?
so he's currently
Not for
he's
long.
currently neutral.
Okay.
But using a demoralization will drop him to unfriendly.
Yeah.
He's unlikely to engage into play diplomacy.
Yeah.
Success or failure, that will drop into unfriendly.
Yep.
There are feats you can get that allow you to demoralize without changing that
Unfriendly
action.
him. Yep.
You can try to bully him, which is a similar thing. You can try doing a coerce action. That's the same thing. You do an intimidate check, and you attempt to influence his behavior using that.
Can I?
That will temporarily increase him to friendly, meaning he'll be willing to do you favors. Then, after I think it's either 6 hours or a day, he'll become unfriendly and might take revenge.
Okay.
So, yeah, just let you know, that is an action that will kind of end the diplomacy, regardless of whether it succeeds.
Yep.
Can we try
Okay.
and make an impression? Is that something we can do?
That is something you can do. Yep.
Yeah.
That might let them do that. So that requires 10 minutes of conversation. Then you can make a diplomacy check.
If I think that's what's going on,
Mhm.
in terms of is this people spinning, trying to get somewhere, then I would guidance that action before I. If that doesn't work, then I'll go in for demoralising mace.
Yeah, for sure.
Just checking the
That's
making
my
impression. It
backup
does say 1
strategy.
minute.
Oh, 1 minute? My
Can I ask
apologies.
for 1 minute?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to can give me an impression check. See what
I
this
would
person
really
is.
like to do that.
For sure.
With
And that's a
guidance.
diplomacy.
Diplomacy, yep.
Guidance, so that's +1.
Yep.
Do I also
You've got
get
2
a
hero
+1 or
points.
is it just more driven?
It'll be more driven, I think.
24.
Much better. So that would be 18.
19.
19 plus 11 would be a 30.
30 is a damn fine.
Which is just a little guy. He's just a friendly little guy.
You also have expertise in diplomacy, though.
Yeah.
Which I think has an effect as well. Okay. Question. Let me check some rules really quick. Blah, 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 blah. That's going to improves by 2 steps. Wow. Wonderful. So they go from indifferent to helpful. That is a good job. What is, like, there's nothing you need to do to support this happening mechanically.
Yeah.
They're just going to like you because you're a likable fellow.
Yeah.
Do you say anything, talk about anything?
I'd probably say, look, we know you've made a deal with someone, and that someone might be a hag, might be Frey Ryan blood, but we know that alliances can be fickle at times.
I like it. You get down to the brass tacks. Very helpful. Tax on brass really useful. You come into a port with a tax on brass, a little bit of an acidic polish and make it look nice. You don't have to pay brass tax. That one's for free. Here's what I'm going to do. I like it. I will very happily give you some money. Not happily give you some money. You can give me some money, and I will very happily sell you the contents of that chest, which I do not know. That is myself. And what you do with it is your business, and I will not look like it. Now I've been paid a very generous sum of 100 silver pieces to keep that reputation. You can match that, and outbid it by a reasonable amount.
Is there a way I can, can I detect a lie to see if he's like,
To detect a lie, you want to do a sense motive check.
Yeah.
That's a perception skill check.
that is 24.
I'll aid that.
24. You want to do an aid?
I'll aid as
You want to
well.
do an aid?
17.
17. Yep. 18. Anyone else helping?
Not much from me.
Give us a number there. If you're trying to help.
It's
13.
13. Cool. So that's what did you get? Sorry, Dave.
I got 22 flat.
22. So 23. 24. That is a damn fine check. 24. So the base DC to be able to read this person is higher than that, so you're not quite sure. Very, seal of the face. Hot.
Would my good sir, I would want to know that the contents of this chest are what we're seeking before parting with the money.
See, here's the problem. I don't know what's in the chest. I didn't know.
Is it
Can we look
I'm
and
sure
not
we got
take
what
it?
you-
Can we look
do you
and not
have to
take
identify
anything?
which chest
And
it is
then,
that we
if
need?
it's what we want, we'll give you the money.
Yeah, I could just walk
Take
to it.
See, unfortunately, I've got 100 reasons for it.
Yes.
What if we gave you 200 reasons?
If you want to give me 200 coins, I will let you look in that chest, take it or not take it. But I'm taking my 200 for free work.
So is he only offering this box, or is he saying we get to choose which one?
You know which
Yeah,
ones
yeah,
you're looking for.
That's what I mean. So we're wanting to purchase that specifically.
I mean, 200 silver pieces isn't a huge sum.
Yeah, we can all.
Wait, we've got.
contribute some.
I have gold.
I've got 160.
I've got
Hang on,
155
how
and
much gold do you
silver.
have?
So 160 silver.
Yeah, that makes
I've got
sense.
13 gold.
Yeah,
I've
just
got
100
35 gold.
Yeah, and
So
I've
just
got
35.
155 silver.
So you didn't buy any starting watch cards?
I brought a couple of things which was like 5 gold, but then we did that gambling, so
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, if you want to chuck a huge sum of money at this person, that's fine.
Is 200 huge?
200. So you just got paid 50 silver each for that hide mission. So pretty much all of the money you got paid for finding that killer is what you paid for this one. So, more or less. So it's not. This is not an insane amount of money. But this is like I don't know, a week's work for most people in one trade. So it's like what? Let's call
Bargain
it
him down a bit.
a couple of $100. It's not an insane amount of money, but it's it's sizable.
Meridol, there's 100.
Wardred has no concept of money still,
Yeah.
so.
You're both going to drop 100?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, chuck that out in your inventories. You can add 100 silver pieces. You see the boss says this is quite a profitable day. Grabs that. And says to you, Mordred, I notice you're missing your brand. You want to buy a fake one of it? I'll chuck it into this little arrangement we've got here for just another coin.
What do you mean a brand?
A fake brand, so they show the inside of their wrist there is a what looks to be a burned symbol of a dragon on the inside of the arm.
What's that?
How old are you?
I'm 16.
And says, you don't get up north much, do you?
Is this like a heraldry kind of thing? Could I?
Absolutely is a heritage.
17 on the dice plus 7.
So that'll do it. 17's in cover. This is the Dragon of Camelot, the kingdom to the north.
Okay. So it's odd that you don't know this. It would be odd that Mordred was from this.
Yeah, Mordred's from north-ish.
Yeah.
I haven't spent much time in the north, at least not where most people would be.
Well, you ever want to travel up there, folks like us, they tend to stop if you don't have a mark.
Can I, try and sense why he would be saying like us?
Yeah, for sure. Give us a nature check.
I would probably whisper into your ear what the mark was.
Yeah.
Notice.
I will let you know real quick that we'll take a stealth check, or they'll be over here, or you can just say it aloud.
I'll try something.
Cool, with stealth.
That'll
They'll
be,
notice you whispering regardless.
yeah, that'll be 19.
That'll do it.
That's a dirty 20 for spell.
Okay, 20. Just do a secret check, see if they notice. Lovely. You whisper that. It occurs to you that this person is not an elf. You imagine they're probably a changeling, much like yourself.
Are our people not accepted in the north?
Oh, acceptable. You know, you haven't spoken to any other changelings? You've not...
Only one.
Oh, goodness. All right, then. Oh, and they kind of straighten out and go, well, about 2-3 years ago, during the May Day celebrations, the Council of Camelot, the stewards, in their infinite wisdom, decided that every one of us had to test our bloody hand at pulling that sword out of the end. Once you're done, you get your mark and you're free to go about your business. These days, most people have already got it, but if you don't, you get dragged all the way to the capital and you'll make you try.
Right. Okay, I'll keep that in mind if we ever go that way.
You're gonna
And I sell fake ones to save you the trouble.
Pardon?
And it says, and I sell fake lances, and once he takes off one of the rings on their finger, the mark vanishes, puts it back on the rings.
I prefer not to mark myself.
Oh, it's an illusion. Best of luck. You see, lights another cigarette, double counts the 200 coins.
How much for the fake one? How much for the fake one?
Who is your mother?
She died when I was young.
So he kind of looks over you. Has a go at nature, which is not their main skill, so they only get a 7. So they say, "Forgive me, cousin, I didn't recognize you. You don't have a mark either."
No.
Wait, do
So-
you think this is changeling?
Seems like it. Says,
Great perception.
in this, for this exchange, I'll chuck it in for another coin.
Another coin?
Another sword.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, opens up a. When you just find there's just boxes and boxes
He
behind.
pulls
this guy.
out a hot brand and goes, "Here."
Funny.
Checks on you.
Opens a little box and goes through some various rings, looks at your hands, says, "Try this one on for size."
But the brand's an illusion.
And you see an illusionary brand appears on your arm of the
You hear the sizzling kind of happening while he's
Doesn't
You
it?
won't feel a thing.
Says, I'd imagine someone like you could pass as human or close enough to it, but should you get in trouble for it, that might hold up.
Are you a changeling too?
Here's what I'll do. Just for fun. Just for
Make
fun.
a nature check.
I'm just going to cast Illusionary Disguise to make myself look like a changeling.
21.
21, you're level 3, so... what's your deception modifier?
Mine. 9.
9. You don't believe them to be a changeling. You can tell that they're... changelings tend to have like grey skin, kind of pointed ears, and something, haggish around them, like have enormous arms or like bony spikes.
Mordred has slightly blackened fingers,
Yeah.
almost cool-like.
What do you go for as a changeling?
Look, definitely going to go for like the grey skin.
So you're just standing and suddenly your skin goes grey?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, for
This
sure.
feels
Give us a
appropriate.
deception check.
Can changelings like change their appearance?
No.
Oh,
Some of them can, most of them can.
so it's not like D&D changeling. Okay.
No, the better name for them is hag.
Yeah.
The children of witches.
Oh, yeah. That's,
It's like a shapeshifter type thing.
Only
No,
some.
it's like there's
Like
the
the old-
lore
old-
is
old
what
a
you meant?
like a baby
Baby
swap.
switch.
It's
What you
they're
meant?
baby switches, so they take the human child and they leave a changeling
That's
instead of the
15
human child, and the changeling
plus-
is
So
the
they
one
can't change at will.
that
my pet's ability to be my partner in coin.
That gives you aid, I think, for free.
It does.
So you
Six.
add 1.
a lot of
So
16.
16. You see, my fucking cool NPC is getting ruined by that. You see, they kind of raise an eyebrow and they say, "You seem to have more control over your appearance than I certainly do. But that should treat you well. Perhaps you share it with your friend if they need it."
Mordred will kind of get excited because he probably thinks you're a changeling now, and he's like,
I like to hide my appearance.
have you felt weird dreams in your head too?
No, I have more control over my dreams than that.
Skill.
Mordred's just beside them.
You see the boss says, "Ship's yours. Grab your
Fine.
box. Grab your
Mm.
stuff. Just I don't want to hear about it."
Okay.
Do you head on to the.
Karen.
Wonderful. You all
What a strange encounter.
head onto the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Did we get their name?
They introduce themselves as the boss. You're welcome to ask the name if you like.
I'd like
I'll turn around to the boss as I'm walking onto the ship and say, "Where can I find you if I need more of your wares?"
You see, he says, "I wander from port to port. Have a look out for this," and hand shows you a scrap of paper on which you see what looks to be a spoked wheel cracked down.
Okay.
As you see, it says, "And ask the right people for the crooked." And probably anyone who wants to who's trained in thievery, so sorry, just this villa, you would have heard of them. They're the biggest criminals in the world. They are thieves, money lenders, loan sharks, pirates, just any sort of thievery villain. It is.
Do we know anything about the crooked one in terms of, maybe I'll ask.
Give us a thief.
In terms of like, do they care much for their members, or is it more like it's useful to be
That's
part of a
fair.
group rather than a
That'll be
Give us some checks. What is
2,
it?
4, 5.
What is this, a thievery check?
Thievery check. Yep. Or if you have underworld law, but I think it's the one-
13.
15,
13.
Ooh,
13.
25.
25. Sibylla, you probably bought a lot of like potion ingredients from them. You would know it's not necessarily that they care about their members, but for the organisation to have strength, it needs to be a case of if you fuck with one of us, you fuck with one of us.
Mhm.
So they're very much like if you mess with a crooked man, you are in a lot of trouble from some very well-connected, very bad.
So it's good that we didn't fight those two.
They're a better person to have as a friend than an enemy, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
they like us.
Yeah, they do. A 30 on a make conversion check is a pretty damn good start.
Is that permanent? Essentially?
Yeah. So attitude is permanent. So there's 4 attitudes. There's friendly, helpful, neutral, angry, and hostile. I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hostile is I'm going to kill you with a knife. Angry is go away from me. I don't like you. Neutral is whatever. Helpful is oh yeah sure I'll lend you a couple of coins if you need it. Sorry, friendly is I'll lend you some coins if you need it. Helpful is what do you need, my friend? That sort of the general language.
And they're helpful.
And they're helpful. A lot of rules will tie into that sort of thing. So, as I was saying to Emma, if you ever try to coerce someone or intimidate them, that always drops them.
I'll just check.
Onto the ship. You walk along this old, rickety. Well, actually, not the dock's quite new. There's lots of work going on. We don't see any people working currently. You head up the ramp onto the old raggedy ship, the Ragamuffin, and you see just around here, in amongst a few other boxes, you see the small kind of footlocker, very low square box. There's a large metal padlock on it, and a glowing sigil atop it.
Is the box itself
Yeah, yay big by yay big.
Not
You could
too
pick
heavy?
it up. No, not too heavy. Do you try to lift up the box?
No, hold. Let me check it.
I can't lift the box anyway. I could probably fit inside it.
Just for sake of argument.
Just there's a giant arcane symbol. Don't touch the box.
Yeah.
Touch the
Giant
box, they go
arcane
boom. Sometimes.
Just for the sake of argument, let's call that the box.
Can I arcana check the box?
Sure thing. Give us an arcana check.
Net 20.
Nice. For a
For
total of
a 31.
for a 31. Wow. So that would let you identify up to a 10th level spell.
Yeah.
You would be able to so you know exactly what's on this spell. This is, I believe, the spell is called Guards and Wards. Let me check real quick because I didn't actually expect you to make that like check.
I mean, net 20 is not expected, I think.
And you would
Rolling well.
Just want to have a wizard, I guess. Some of my fire arcana.
It is a
Had this person at work today, a courier came and said, I've got a box for Chris Thomas. I'm like, right. And I got the box. I'm not expecting this box. Open it up. There's a bottle of Penfolds wine. I don't even drink wine. And it was just from some random that said, oh, if you're interested in our software,
damn.
give us a call. I'm like,
Okay,
pretty
my
nice.
family
That's one
works
way to
in
call.
Dan Murphy, so I know that's expensive wine.
Yeah.
Penfolds, yeah.
yeah, no, like, they must really want my business.
Yeah.
So, anyway, sorry.
The
This is
DC to identify this
similar
spell
size
was
box.
41,
Oh my goodness.
which you've hit because you critically succeeded on the 30.
Because that increased
It effectively gives you a plus 10 bonus. Is the easiest way to think about it.
Ah, if you roll a net 20, it's plus
So
10.
if you roll a 20, if you roll that 20, it increases your level of success by 1 point. So level of success is the difference between critical failure, success, crit success. So you would have failed with a 31, but you move up to a success. There is a 10th level contingency spell. Oh wow! This is big magic. 10th level spells. Sibylla, you have tangled with 10th level spells before. You would have been around things with 10th level spells that your mother would have used. Probably the only two you would have even seen. A 10th level contingency spell will activate a spell of 7th level. The contingency basically means that there is a condition set upon this event that once it happens, a 7th level spell will be cast. With a success, you're able to know the spell. You know that when the contingency is met, teleport will be cast. What the contingency is requires a different check. The lower it is. So you're welcome to give us a try. When some condition is met to do with this box, it will activate teleportations.
Can I do an arc, give him help or something?
You sure can do
Can I
that.
attempt to do it with Hagler?
Guide.
Something up by
18.
Yes.
Guide.
18.
Guidance is plus
That's
4?
a
No, plus 1.
plus 1 bonus.
20.
Oh, I'm gonna
That's a
use
bonus.
one of these.
Yeah, please do. So when you reroll using a hero point, if the dice is less than 10,
No.
you also add a 10 bonus. So you cannot get less than
Okay.
11.
Plus 9.
Plus 1 from me.
19. 30.
30.
Very nice.
And you added the 2
No.
from there?
No.
Oh,
It's
31.
1, not a D4. in
Oh, it's not a
Pathfinder.
D4.
No,
Guidance
guidance is a 1.
Sorry.
So what did you roll with dice?
So I rolled 14 plus
14.
11, which
40 plus
is
11 is
25.
25, 26, 27, so that's 28.
alright, 28.
28, unfortunately, is not enough to identify the contingency. It's a high DC. This is powerful, complicated.
Should we maybe take the box?
But touching the box could cause the teleport to go.
Absolutely. I will tell you, the limits of contingency is basically anything. Literally how it mechanically works is when you cast a spell, you just say, when this happens, this passes. So it could be anything. I'll let you know.
I would not recommend moving the box or touching the box
Should Sean
or
touch
attempting
it?
to pick the box.
You're gonna sacrifice Sean again?
So the spell that will activate if the contingency is triggered is a teleport.
I feel like the
Yeah.
box is going to teleport.
Right. Oh, so we know that.
Yeah, you know that's the spell.
I didn't know that we knew that.
Whether it teleports us or the box, I'm not sure. Do I know?
You don't without matching that contingency, but give me a. Sorry for all these arcana checks, but give me a. You know what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Another
Oh, yeah. Okay. Here, have
Hero
this.
point, hero point.
hero point.
Can we help at all with these?
Yeah, you can help with this arcana check.
No, that's only 14.
16.
Is that with the plus 10?
Plus 10.
Because
Oh,
you
no,
said
no,
if
the
you
hero
roll
point.
under
Yeah,
a
yeah,
10.
yeah, yeah, yeah. 21. Plus an 8, is it?
I got 24 and
24. That's still just another +1. So another one to that.
So that's 22.
22. Awesome. I think that'll do it. Let me check something for you. Yeah. So you know that 22, that is enough. I'm afraid that's not enough to understand the limitations of the spell.
No.
Close but no spell.
I mean, we could try it, but we could end up where we started. In the ladies' room. Or worse.
Could be worse. Could be
Probably
significantly
worse. Before we decide what to do, how about we find out what else is on the ship too? There might be other wares worth acquiring.
You see at that point, the boss, who's kind of wandered over just to look at what you're doing, calls out and says, "I've sold you the contents of that box. Nothing else on my boat. I'd be happy to sell you more, but
I don't think we should make
I'm gonna say the box. Well, would you mind giving us the box
sure, it's just that."
physically?
They want me to give them the box. And you see goes and takes a seat nearby and says, "It's got a great big glowing sigil on it. I've not touched it with a 10-foot pole. Or a 30-foot pole for that matter."
Could you get Jasper to give us the box?
Do you have a 30-foot pole?
We don't necessarily.
I can sell you a 35-foot pole.
Do we want Jasper to end up with the box wherever it goes?
You see he thinks about it for a minute and he says, "I'll do it for 30 silver."
Or we could, if we want to do this, maybe all 5 of us can touch the box at once.
Yeah. That's
Hold
safer than
hands, everyone.
Yeah, that could work.
Friends together, stay together.
Friends
together.
dying together.
Family for
Friends.
life.
Before we do that, Mordred's like, I've really come to think of you all as my family.
Mordred is speed running the fan family.
Have some confidence.
Yeah. This is something we can do.
So is that the plan?
Yeah,
Mordred,
and I'll touch it.
can changelings
when
look like
ready.
anything?
You can do a nature check. Oh, are you asking?
I'm asking Mordred.
My apologies.
I haven't really met any. I didn't know I was a changeling. I thought I was just weird.
Yeah.
So I
What
don't know.
what do I know about changelings? Like in terms of like,
So far, Mordred looks like this,
all right,
more or less. Is that pretty much?
Yeah, I'll redo it later.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
what
The
changes.
patterns of, yeah.
and in terms of like what
And
what
the boss looks like this. So they tend to have like pointy ears. They tend to have skin that's
Grayish blue.
Pointy
kind of
chin.
greyish blue.
They tend to have unnatural eye colours.
A natural eye color. So here's a bright yellow. Morgan's a bright yellow. You notice he also has these kind of like almost scales over his fingers. And that's the boss. Yeah, give me a nature check if you want to see what else you know about changelings.
Oh, now I roll well.
This is
20.
the thing to crit succeed on. 20 will absolutely do it, generally speaking. Changeling are otherwise known as hagborn or hexbloods. They're the children of witches and hags. They have strange connections to magic and often to their mothers.
Strange connections to
In terms of strange
I've got a very healthy relationship to my mother.
so
Severed.
they almost always have some sort of manifestation. So they might have feathers, claws, scales, horns, tails, strange eye colours, strange hair colours. Anything else? You read the changeling one.
Yeah. So that's about it.
Alright. As part of his appearance, he's got scales on the hands.
Cool. Glad you're keeping up that. That really important decision out the way. Well done with the box.
We all
I-
touch it at
I
once.
touch it with my scaled hand.
No. Okay.
With everyone touching me.
Yeah, we all hold hands.
Everyone touches me. We all go, Power Rangers go, and then we like.
I probably
touch
grabbed Drizella and Sibylla's hands. They're my favourite.
them. Excuse me, who's touching
Alrighty.
me? Everyone's like, no, sorry.
Nice.
Quick question going. Would you better drop me off tonight, or are you racing?
You drove.
I drove. Yes, I can. I have a great working memory.
Memory? What's that?
Someone's going to ask me in a minute how tall that mask is. It's 35 foot. So,
That's our 35-foot pole.
Roll.
that's your 35 foot pole. You all touch the chest.
Roll
Um,
initiative.
Nothing happens.
Darian, can you make me an arcana check?
Absolutely.
Everyone else can make me a perception check.
19.
19.
2 seconds, sorry. I'll need those
No
numbers
perception, sorry.
random.
Is this somewhere I should probably go in a hero point of the shit roll?
I
It's
mean,
up to
it's
you.
almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
so we're
I'm
running
burning
out
it.
of time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're gonna leave it.
Right. Much better.
Yeah.
I quite like hero points first.
Yeah,
They're
it's so much
brilliant, aren't
fun.
Okay.
Convinced
Darian,
inspiration.
What are we talking about?
19.
19.
27.
Very respectable. Merida.
23.
23. Quite good. Mordred.
19.
19. Entirely respectable. Drizella.
25.
25. That's a roll. And Sibylla.
23.
23.
All failed.
That's a crit fail.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, we teleported 35 in there.
So, I will tell you now. The range of a 7th level teleport spell is 1,000 miles.
Jesus Christ.
A truly brilliant distance, which my quick Google search tells me. How far is that? Miles to.
Oh, jeez.
Kilometers. It's that 1,000 miles.
2,200 Ks?
Here to Sydney.
About 1,600 Ks. So yeah,
Oh,
here,
it's 1.6.
what Sydney is, I think, 700 Ks? 800, something like that.
We've just
Yeah.
travelled to
So
Tasmania.
We're talking like country distances.
Not this country.
I will tell you, none of you move, but you do see suddenly peering above the mask over you is Freya Ironwood.
Oh,
as it appears,
God.
the contingency spell calls her.
Oh no.
As you touch the chest, the sigil boom, bursts in an explosion. As suddenly they appear standing over the top of you. They seem quite distracted from the teleport spell, as every single one of you gets a chance to act first.
Just for context, it's
Yeah.
1,600 kilometres from here to Melbourne.
Oh, there we go. So here to Melbourne away is what that spell will do. Absolutely fantastic. That will definitely get you from one side of Arnhem to the other. So anywhere on that Arnhem left.
Yeah.
And if she can cast spells with this.
And
We
you
shouldn't be missing
Oh
it.
god.
Well, okay, so I will tell you quickly. Hags have this neat thing with covenants where it lets them cast very high level spells. The pair themselves can't. Covens need to be near each other to work, so her by herself is not going to require capabilities. Anyone else can give me a real quick nature check?
Hagwalk?
Hagwall absolutely right. To try to assess the power level of this spell.
16.
16.
Natural 20 with.
Oh, disgusting. I'm not even going to say my number.
Can you do occultism instead?
Unfortunately, yeah, sure. You can do it.
Would it be? Would it be Phalor? No?
Huh?
Phalor?
Unfortunately, they're not fair.
Okay, so just nature?
17.
17, yeah, just nature.
26.
26 will do it. 26. Freya Iron Whimsy level 5.
Oh, we can do it.
And that is a moderate level encounter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a fighter, very much do.
Drizella's already hoiking a mace around.
And in
She's
fact,
not pushed
Drizella,
up.
you take us off, and we have some combat.
I was gonna try something.
You're welcome to. It will be an initiative order,
Okay, yeah.
of which you are last.
Oh, okay, fair
So
enough.
we've got Drizella, Melda, you're on deck. Drizella, your
Would
turn.
you like hag-specific combat music?
Yeah,
That roll was for initiative, right?
That rolls for initiative, yes.
Which I got 2.
Okay.
Oh, on the Arcana check.
No, the initiative. Initiative. What did we not roll for initiative?
So the Arcana uses your initiative.
Oh,
so
okay,
when
okay.
combat breaks out, whatever you're doing is your initiative check. It's really fun. So if you're doing Arcana shit, that's your initiative check. If you're not doing anything particular, it's perception. But if you're like sneaking or hiding in stealth, if you start the fight, you can use an attack roll or athletics or whatever you like.
So I just don't get a modifier.
Would I have then gotten a chance to do my call to arms as a reaction to initiative starting?
Absolutely. Sorry, yes, that was an initiative roll.
Okay, good to know. So everyone gets +2 to initiative, and you get temporary hit points, 2 temporary hit points.
2 temporary hit points. Lovely. So everyone might want to mark down those 2 temp HP. Chris, did you get that at all?
Yeah, the 2 temp HP.
And +2 to initiative.
Plus 2 initiative roll. Wonderful.
Well, we've already done the initiative.
You've all beat Freya, so that +2 doesn't really matter.
Right.
For this fight, that will be big in other fights because initiative is usually very close. For context, she got a 15, so if she got that +2, she would have beat out 2.
But yeah, that gets me to my moderate test now, so I've got plus healing now.
Wonderful. You see, as that initiative starts, flying in just from kind of over the dock, a raven or a crow, some sort of blackbird flies. And that's kind of a circle around this. Drizella, you're the first one to act.
Interesting.
I am. While she is, how far away is she?
She is 35 foot in the air and 15 feet across, so 3, 4, 5, so about 70 feet. Quite a ways away. Sorry, 60 feet up on top of this pole. On top of this pole. 60 feet.
So she's 30 feet up.
So 35 foot for the pole, but also you're 15 foot away. So she's 60 foot away from you. If you go to the bottom of that pole, you can get it down to 45 foot. Merida, you're on deck, by the way.
Sorry.
That's alright. That's alright. It's a sudden jumpstart combat, so no stress.
Yeah, no.
You see, she appears. You see, she looks over and says, "So you plan to take what is mine, do you? I had so hoped we could work together. I'll give you one last chance. Step away from the box and join. I would see Morgana Le Fay restored to your mother. Sibylla, your petty crimes would be forgotten, and the hags would take their rightful place in our society."
Did we get a gauge on how the witch's coven and the lady that we've been working on? Did we get a vibe from her about towards this lady?
Nope.
No, we didn't.
Can I respond to
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Talking's always free.
I'll say, we will never bow to Morgana Le Fay.
Well spoken for the party.
Yes.
Other
Valid.
responses can do that. I'm also very fine if the party has a little conflict, little fights themselves at a time, as long as everyone else is okay.
I agree with this statement.
Yeah. I
I'm.
will also remind you, you all have those 3 plots, which you can use for either I know someone, or you can do a rec. So you can go,
exactly
oh,
what
I
I
wanted
was
to ask this person about
That was
something."
exactly what I was just
Yeah, you
thinking.
can
I think
absolutely
I
try
would
to-
have definitely would have.
Sure, I'll let you keep that. That absolutely treasured after I.
Yeah.
But so
yes, I would have liked to ask the lady that we had been speaking to about her opinion on this creature lady hag thing.
Let Freya run.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See if they were kind of on the same side, or if you know what she's doing is shunned by the other witches, sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. So you remember seeing Freya around in the bottom of the cavern, in the bottom of the chantry, in the room. You remember, I think you were actually with Mordred when she said to Mordred, praise be to the God Queen.
Oh, was that her?
That was her. Yeah, so she made that statement. No. After Drizella had headed out, he quickly stayed behind and said to Halcyon,
Have you, I would probably go along the lines of, I know that the Coven is wanting the eye. Are you aware that whatever her name is, Iron Blood or whatever it is, wants it desperately?
So at this point, you wouldn't have known that Freya wanted the eye. You can, so you have has to be something that you understand. It's not something like free time. You can you might ask her something like, "What do you think of this person?
Yeah.
What do you know about them? Do you suspect they might be involved?" Something like that.
Okay, then I would ask, is there anyone in the Coven that you kind of, are keeping an eye on that might have wanted to frame the whole Coven? Or, do you get what I'm trying to say? I don't think I'm trying to say it right.
That's right. So you're saying anyone who might be framing the Coven? Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
You see Hysia kind of takes a little, almost a sad little story, and she says, the title of Wise Woman is voted on by any of the local hands, and there has been some debate between myself and another mother who's stationed herself here by the name of Freya. It would be improper of me to speak out against another mother. That is not if my leadership was called into question, she would have most to do.
Okay.
With that, we come back
With
to
that knowledge, then Merida would not want to let this hag get that one. So
that will come back to the present.
sorry.
No,
That's alright.
can be a very useful thing to know.
Yeah, I was just trying to determine, if we were gonna attack or not, if we were on the same side as the men.
Yeah,
They're
you
not,
can also
that's
you can hold actions, you can delay your turn, lots of other options. You can talk with them first. You don't need to jump into attacking. But we're in encounter mode, so you can use your encounter-based abilities. Gisela, what are we on?
I'm going to hold my action until she's within 30 feet.
Wonderful. You can, if you don't want the table, then just send me a private message at some point.
No.
In the chat, but I mean, what's the action you hold?
I would hold Waking Nightmare,
Lovely.
which is a will
awesome.
save.
You are ready on that spell, channeling your clerical powers. Merida.
Merida
Sibylla, you're on deck.
would be just shooting at her with my arrow, doing Hunter's Mark.
Wonderful. You place her as your mark.
And then let's see 14. 23 to hit.
23 will do it.
That is 7 damage.
Pardon me. 7, wonderful. That's 2 actions, 1 to focus, 1 to so you've got to draw your weapon. So that's 3.
Yeah.
Minus 7. You see you fire up an arrow, soars through the air, sticks into her arm. She goes, ah! Sibylla, that is.
How far away is Shan from the mast?
Shan's just next to you, just over here.
Yep.
Shan can get to the base of the mast.
I would
Okay.
have told
Can
Sibylla.
it then climb, or is that a separate action?
Sorry, I messed up massively on those distances. Shan is 45 foot away from the base of the mast.
Okay.
So that'll be 2 actions. for
Merida
Shan.
would have informed Sibylla, RE, the feuding, not
And
not
sorry,
feuding mothers, but that if anyone was to gain anything, that it would be this one.
And the thing, and she's 35 foot in the air, isn't she?
So that'll be 3 movement actions. Shan can get to the base, can get in melee of Freya. But you'll need to spend an action to give Shan that third action.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just trying to.
David, you're
60 feet. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll move Sean to the base of it, which is will be one action.
sorry, so 2 actions to get to the base of it. Sorry.
Because Sean can move 40 feet.
My apologies. Sean gets to the base of it in 1
Sorry,
action.
my apologies.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't like correcting you. So.
Sean runs across the deck to the bottom, scurrying very quickly.
And then I'm going to use the other go
Mhm.
for Sean to cast Frostbite.
Wonderful.
So that means that the witch, what's her name?
Freya.
Freya, needs to make a Fortitude save.
It's a Fortitude save. Fort save. That's going to be a 22.
Okay. And how do I see what the thing? Oh, it's DC, isn't it?
Yeah, under spells it'll be DC.
So that's a pass.
That's a success. Wonderful. So I imagine she takes half damage. Is the way that usually works.
Hang on, what did I thought? Frostbite, didn't I?
Does it say basic Fortitude save?
This says Defense Fortitude.
Or does
on
the description have effects for a success?
It doesn't say. All it says is that on a critical failure you get. Sorry, my
No,
fault.
you're right. Yep,
Take,
basic Fortitude.
so the target takes 3d4 cold damage with a basic Fortitude save.
Yep, so basic save always deals half damage on a success, no damage on a critical success, double damage on a critical failure. So they just take half of that, so 3d4 and then half.
3d4 half. Alright, sorry, it's
That's
not
not
the
what-
description's
no, you're
not.
That's what the basic thing's really unintuitive, unless you know what it means.
So that would be 3 damage. Three cold damage.
3 cold damage, lovely.
Yep.
They take 3 cold damage. Yep. 5. They take that 3 cold damage. You see ice fire up from Sean. As you see, they turn out and say, even you, Sibylla, I'm very disappointed. I thought you had vision. You've got 1 more action if you want it, Sibylla. If you'd like to move or anything
Can
like
I move my pet anymore?
that. You can actually. You can give your last action to Sean if you like.
Can it use that to climb 25 feet?
Certainly can. 25 foot gets them about halfway up the pole.
Would that be like on like the what's the part or is the crossbeam?
Yeah, sure. I like that.
That way it's just not like hanging there for next time. They're like, wait for the next turn. Like,
Scuttle's up there. Cat-like horse sits on there.
what is the crossbeam for a sail?
It's the mast and the. I don't know if I'll use it.
Crossbeam.
Main line.
I'm gonna Google it. So anyway, yeah.
Main? Oh, no, it's a main sail, but.
Oh, it's the main line. I don't know. Mildred, that's you.
Wasn't it Darian?
Oh, sorry, Darian, yes.
Um,
Mildred, Darian.
okay, I don't know how many actions this is.
Wonderful.
But I want to
and I can tell.
Open the chest.
Wonderful. So,
Oh, God.
so I will say for the sake of argument, you're already in range. It's 5 foot out of combat.
And I touched
That's
it, yeah.
1 action to open the chest.
And
you
then-
open the chest. Inside, you see the eye of Oprah. You see this old eye that clearly was brown, but kind of slightly faded, and a big skin around it.
Do I have any reason
see
for
it's
assuming
looking
that this is not the eye?
It would be very weird for this not to.
Okay.
There's a 10th level spell protecting it. It would be real odd to have anything to do with it.
Okay.
I've
yeah.
told you it's got the eye in it.
You grab the eye of Oprah. You feel there are chunks that there is like
Yeah.
an forgive me for all this wrong medical terminology.
No.
There's like an ocular socket, all the bones that would form around an eye, behind the eye in this, and a big flat of skin.
Yeah.
It's just a chunk of someone's face as you pick it up.
I'm like, yeah, this.
You hold in your hand the eye of Oprah.
There you go.
You can just, you're a spellcaster, you're an arcane spellcaster, you can feel the cold magic just radiate.
Alright, this is not something I want to touch for very long, but it's like I have the eye, so you can't
have
steal it.
in your hand.
Right.
Um,
Because you can't steal
That's
it.
2 actions, by the way. Open the
Yeah.
chest, pick up the eye.
And then by the way, little birdie's gonna fly away and hide like he always does.
He's
The the next thing I'm going to do is I've already pre-rolled. Does 18 hit for a spell attack?
What's the range on the spell?
120.
Damn. 18 does hit.
That is 10 plus 3, so 13 damage. Fire.
Wonderful. What's the spell?
Blazing bolt as a ray of heat and flame shoots out of my hand. As I'm
Wonderful.
grabbing this thing, like shooting behind me. Yeah, that's it.
Love it. You see, get hit by this flame, and says, "You're meddling in matters beyond you, fool. I'll be taking that eye back." And you see she puts her hands on the cover and seems to be prepared to just lurch herself over the top towards you. Mordred, that's to you.
I just say, protect me, guys. I could die.
Wait, so do I fully think he's going to be attacked?
It looks like she's about to just jump over the barrier and jump full towards the wall.
Oh, okay.
For anyone that's just dying to know, the crossbeam is called a spar.
A spar.
Spar.
There we go. Well,
S-P-A-R.
Chant sits atop the spar. That's the word of the day, everybody.
As opposed to the
There'll be a spelling
small
check.
supermarkets in the
So-
UK.
Yeah, exactly.
The spa shop.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So,
I've been
she
there.
is 35 foot long.
Everybody's been to a spa shop.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. It's 10 o'clock
70
at night.
foot directly from where you sit.
Okay, so I can't cast anything.
No. You can walk. You can get her as close as 35 foot if you go stand directly under.
All of my
the
spells
pole.
are 30 feet, so I can't. So
That is
instead,
exactly why she's a teleporter like that. She's a spell.
Your spells
She
don't
knows
work,
most
but my
people's
arrows,
names.
on the other hand.
okay, I'm gonna open with my first action being demoralized,
Yep.
and I'll kind of with this raven circling around me and my moderate curse kind of causing kind of black swirls and feathers around me. I will stare at her and say, "You will not harm the spawn of the begot queen, would you?"
Ooh, very good. You do that check.
Yeah.
This. Uh-huh.
We remember
Oh,
a couple of weeks back, there was a hag who stumbled upon you as you were traveling between the glades, who as soon as they saw Mordred, simply said, "Please forgive me, child of the God Queen," and ran away.
Yeah.
How'd that check look?
Not great. That's going to be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Do you have any other modifiers, anything you want to do?
I don't think so.
Wonderful.
Demoralize is the first they will be seen.
Awesome. That is a failure, I'm afraid. You see a crooked smile forms upon their lips, and they say, "I think I would be better served to return the sun to the god."
When she says that, the second action will be to draw his sword, and which he hates doing, but he'll draw it and he'll point it, and he'll say, "Please, I don't want to do this," and then he'll raise his shield.
You already. You see.
What's your
Freya.
I'm a battle oracle.
Pedal.
Cursed to
Freya
fight,
Ironblade.
but don't want to.
With an uncanny. Freya also, you can see whatever illusion was over her is gone. She is a large creature, same size as the creature, Frankenstein's monster. Horrible claws, not straight but twisting, curving like corkscrews. Terrible, terrible metal. You see, she puts her hands over the top and just hauls herself over the crow's nest, falls through the air, and smashes onto the deck. Can I get everyone to make me a reflex save as she hangs into the ship, and you feel the whole thing depressed into the water, come up straight from the ground.
14.
Fail.
No!
13.
Fail.
What was it, sorry?
A reflex saving throw, please.
20.
20, pass.
8.
Crit
gosh.
fail.
21.
21, pass. Everyone who failed is knocked prone.
Oh god.
Sibylla, you also take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I do have 2 temp HP, remember.
She uses a mass shot attack.
Oh god.
These sorts of hags are nasty. She is then going to go for an attack against Mordred.
Is she down within 30 feet?
She is. She lands. As she's jumping in the air, she gets within 30 feet. So give us your
Waking Nightmare. So
Nightmare?
she needs to make
will.
a will save. Yes, please.
25.
So against 19, so that's
So it's
success. But it's not a critical success,
It's
is
not a
it?
critical.
So she's frightened 1.
Frightened 1.
Her mind's filled with terrifying visions, and and while she is frightened, she takes an additional 2 of mental damage to any strike.
Wonderful, good to know.
So did she fail that?
No, she succeeded.
With what number?
25. All right. Who's prone? Mordred, you're prone. System of you're prone. Gisela, you passed. Sibylla, you're prone. Darian, what did you get?
13.
13. Darian, you're prone. Merida, what did you get?
I got a 20.
20, so you succeeded. So 3 of you are knocked down to useless.
Is prone mechanics exactly the same as PvP?
Pretty much, yeah. The only other things that apply is that you are off guard, so your AC drops a bit, and you take a -2 penalty to attack rolls.
I would
Okay.
pull my mace for my third
It
action.
isn't the condition.
I would pull my mace for my
Oh,
third
yeah,
action.
yeah, that's-
I'd draw my mace. So that's
You're all good.
2.
Alright. She lands, knocks you prone. She's going to go
There is
in
the prone
for
condition.
Mordred.
Yeah, fair enough.
How does a... I'm terribly sorry, that's a crit. 33.
Yeah, that hits.
You're off guard as well, so you've lowered your thing there.
And I've got my curse that I
And
haven't
you've got your curse.
suspended.
What's your reflex save?
Plus
You
5.
added prone to your condition.
No, I
so you can add that to
Just
in case
uh,
it changes anything.
Yeah, let's do it.
You got a reaction?
Reaction.
Oh.
You vanish into confetti.
Me?
I need to reappear a second later.
You have no idea how helpful that is. If she crit succeeds on an attack, she can do some real nasty
And
stuff.
I'm already doomed, so I'm gonna die.
Brightly coloured smoke, sparkles.
You see, she gets one of her claws in Mordred's guts, and puts the others in as the other part of the crit.
I can only do
Lifts
that
him in the air and
once.
starts to pull him in two, as instead confetti goes everywhere. Do they reappear in the same space?
Exactly.
That is an unbelievably good use of that ability. I cannot stress enough.
Thank you.
Wow.
I was going to use it on myself. I thought she was going to fight me.
You're still going to take the crit damage,
Yeah.
but you're not rent.
I was gonna be rent.
You're going to be rent.
Does that just kill me?
It does.
It does have that
It's
minor
It's supposed to
ability.
completely keep them from
Automatically
harm.
does the same amount of damage. So you would take you're going to take the crit damage. You would have taken double this.
Would that have like killed me?
Potentially. How many hit points does Mordred have at the moment?
37.
Wonderful. I'm going to make this a public roll.
Oh, because it's technically 2 attacks, isn't it?
It's a second action, so that if they can
Yeah.
rend afterwards, which then
I feel like we've made a mistake.
how many hit points?
37.
We can
37.
take her. Mordred's
Now
it.
we've got this.
So she deals
She's
with
in
the
your
crit
spell ranges now.
26, so you're still up.
You've
That's
been in
also
trouble.
cold iron, which I don't
Oh.
think you're weak to yet.
No,
You're not yet.
not yet.
Cool, but you will be at high levels as a change.
Oh, because she's the Iron Bomb.
She's iron, yes.
So that was 26, you said?
26, yes. That's of the slashing variety. You see, the claws she has are not for sure. She is a strong melee combatant. That's her turn. End of her turn, the frightened condition decreases. Yes. Drizella, that's back to you. She is in range with everyone, pretty much. You've got to take an action to stand up. Just for those who
Yeah.
Merida, you're on.
Okay.
So that's what happens when you're prone. You need to waste an action to stand up.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
No.
If you're a melee fighter, it's a bit more rough because you can drop stuff.
It was
Sorry, that's only if you're down.
was Shan not prone at all?
Sean wasn't in range because she was. They were up on the. What do we call it? Ski.
Spa.
Spa. I can do that.
You
Like the
use-
spar of a sword. Is that the
No, probably the same.
Is
Probably
that
the
what that's called? The
Yeah,
cross?
yeah, I think sometimes the crossbar or the spar.
same.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. You're on deck.
I'm gonna
Zola, you're next.
I'm going to flenser.
Go for it.
And I'm going to flenser at level 2.
Usually
Yeah,
Mordred would
heightened
disagree with
flens.
this.
Is that a save?
No, it's a spell attack.
Cleanse. Is that like a cleansing flame?
No.
No.
No, I'll describe it if I hit it.
Mordred does not agree when Drizella uses this spell.
Yep, there's nothing wrong with my spells. Goodness sake, so +9. So, 28.
28 is a hit, but not a crit.
Okay.
Also, really quick, is everyone alright if we finish it closer to quarter to 11 rather than half 10?
So that's 2d6, which is 6, and then it's heightened, so that's another 2d6, which is 10, so that's 16, and then she gets persistent bleed of 7.
Holy Jesus. Sorry, hit me those numbers again.
So she got 16
16.
of the flensing damage, and then
And persistent bleed
7.
Good God, that's rough. Persistent damage 7 bleed. That's really nasty. Save that. I love this thing automates that. So for those who don't know, persistent damage just affects you at the end of every turn, and then it's purely a luck check to get rid of it. So persistent bleed 7 is really nasty.
That's huge.
Wild.
That would be a death sentence for you. Pretty much. Wonderful. That's your first action, I believe.
Yeah, that's my
What is
first
one
2.
That's your
Yeah,
first 2.
that's my first 2.
Yeah, my suppose it too.
As you see just these horrible scars spread across her body from where you lay a hand against her. Next
And am I within touch range of Mordred?
you can take a... unfortunately not. Mordred is 10 foot from you, so you need to take a side step to do that.
Can I?
Can't do that without sending out an action.
No. But I wouldn't get an opportunity attack.
You wouldn't get an opportunity. So,
So-
also, opportunities
'cause I'm in-
are only
yeah,
held by
yeah.
certain combats.
So I would move.
It's just a little 5 second to the head.
I would move in front of Mordred.
Yeah, so you want to move here.
Yeah.
Lovely. You spend your last action to step over. All good, no worries at all. Merida, that is you. There's a penalty to taking ranged attacks.
Alrighty. Can I move back?
Yeah.
Can I spend one of my
Yeah,
actions to
that's
move
just
back
an
a bit?
opportunity to
Yeah.
step action too.
Yeah, so I would want to
Back.
move back so I can
20
still-
footish, good. We'll
Yeah.
be back here.
Yeah,
Lovely.
perfect.
Go
As
for
long as I'm not getting a disability to the penalty
Yep,
or
so that'll
whatever.
get you there. So you can
Awesome, so I rolled a 19 to hit.
19, I'm afraid, is a miss.
Miss,
As you see,
okay.
you shoot up, you see her enormous fingernails, so she blocks the arrow. Boom.
That's fine. And second.
Mhm.
That's same. That's 18.
18, so again, miss. So you take
Yeah.
2 shots with incredible speed, wham, wham, but she just hits them to the side.
Yeah.
She is quick by the look of it.
Mm-hmm.
The way she sailed over that
Yeah.
barrage there, she's got a lot of speed. Sibylla, that's
she's
you. Darian, you're on deck.
Oh, yeah.
Sibylla, you are prone, so any attack rolls you have will have a -2 penalty, unless you use an action to save.
Unless I use Sean.
You do have Sean, yes. Sean's up on the
So-
I'm on the spar.
spot.
Okay. Sean will come down from the spa.
Comes down from the spark, gets that action gets into the base of the pole, which is up here, which puts her 30 feet away from Iron.
I'll then use another action to move up to it.
Wonderful. That's
hang
Sean's
on.
actions. And then you
Sorry.
can cast a spell.
How far? Sorry, at the base of it. How far am I away from the witch?
How far are you or
It's Sean, sorry.
30 feet.
30. Okay. Well, I can. I don't have to use a move then. If
Awesome.
it's at the base, I can do something from 30 feet.
Beautiful. That's
Can I? I'm going to do Scorching Blast.
Ooh, love it. That's an attack roll, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, go.
So, it's. Attempt it. So it's a ranged spell attack.
Yep. So just your attack modifier, which I think is +9.
Attack is plus 10.
+10. Awesome.
Yeah. DC 20. Attack plus 10.
Yep. Wonderful. Go for it.
That gives it 20.
Dirty 20?
Yep.
Unfortunately, that won't hit.
Okay.
AC is higher than 20. As you see, Sean fires off, and you see them say, "Not letting you that again," and duck over as the spell comes.
Right.
So I never
Then
said
I-
we could
So-
do this.
I'll,
Yeah, pretty well.
I'll use one more
Like
action to
being
stand up.
flayed alive.
Oh, I should have used my hero.
That flange
Yeah,
was
it's
big.
like a-
They're looking pretty. One more action to stand up.
Yeah, yeah.
One
That's,
to
that's my go.
I will say also, while you're prone, you're easier to hit. So standing up is
stripping all their
probably
skin
easier.
and muscle off. It's pretty nasty.
Darian,
I like
that is
it.
you. Mordred, you're up.
Can she please take a will save?
Sure can. Is this a spell?
It is a spell.
Wonderful.
She's good at those.
29.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
gonna.
probably a critical success. So DC 19? or lower?
Yeah, it's at the top. DC 19, yeah.
DC 9, so that's a critical success. So probably not.
I'm stunned. And the
Ooh,
spell is
damn.
Jesus.
stunned one.
That's unfortunate.
Goodness.
You're stunned one.
So I'm prone and stunned one.
That's unfortunate.
Is this my
so
turn?
did that have like a rebound thing?
A rebound effect.
A lot of spells do.
Stunned. You become senseless, you can't act. You lose one action next turn.
Okay, do you
Uh,
lose
what-
your...
What's the direction? Not this turn, next turn.
So I still get one more.
You still get one.
Okay.
What's the duration on that?
Stunned one.
The duration. Does it say it all?
Oh,
Sorry. Each time you regain actions. Wonderful. So you lose one turn
One
next
round.
turn. That's it. There you go.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay,
fighting.
well, I will... I will stand up. Just to, like...
You stand up
Valid.
slowly and slowly. What was the spell you tried?
Mind game. So I tried to lock minds with her and try and, like...
You see,
Stun her.
you see Shotzi with this great purple light from her eyes. You see she says no, as it back to you.
That's pretty cool.
Darren,
Tried.
that's you.
She talks about flames. She has this way of dying very easily.
Gruesome. Mordred, you're right.
Let's have a look.
So-
I'll take my first action to shakily
So,
raise myself
two
to the
brothers.
ground.
Wonderful.
Um,
Stand on it.
Got
Then, with the kind
accused
of
or
darkness around my hand, I
found
would take a
guilty
strike action
of
and
having an
attempt to
affair
suspend
with
my
the King
curse.
of
That gives me
France's
+2 to attack. Just
daughters-in-law,
FYI.
Yep, go for
and
it.
they were punished by being beaten, skinned alive, emasculated, covered in boiling lead sulfite, then decapitated,
that's
dragged
only
through the streets and hung on the
19 afraid
gallows.
one. Do you hero points?
Yeah,
No,
that's Drizella attacking.
Unfortunately.
But that's brutal.
You
Like,
go-
I've never
you
heard
see,
about it.
You
That's so
swing
bad.
your sword, she holds out her nails, and they
You're
crash.
around to death so bad.
Yeah.
Who was it got drunk?
And I guess as my final action, then I'll raise my shield
Being
and
drawn
say,
in cool,
please
that's pretty
stop.
bad too.
You see, she tells her to say, most would ask to stop before sleep.
It's not my choice.
Then neither is it. That is her turn. She's going to go for Drizella after that flames. Doesn't need to do that. We'll just go for a claw attack to start with. Drizella.
Oh god.
Drizella,
Yes.
how does a 26 sound?
Well, that sounds like a
Yeah,
big
William
hit.
Wallace had a good
Big
one.
hit? That's a crit on you, isn't it?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
You see,
The dispensers, they got the same thing.
how many
It's pretty
hit
bad.
points do you have?
Yeah.
Oh, at the moment, Giddy Heights is 33.
The Giddy Heights of 33. That's pretty good. I'll make some public roll as well, so we'll show up on there. That deals 24.
Jesus.
As you see in there, however, she is going to use her next action to attempt to rend.
Go for it.
To what?
Rend.
Rip her in two.
Rend meaning bisect, cut
Yeah.
into two bits. So she's going to roll a check. If she hits, she automatically deals crit damage again. So your AC is 14.
Yep.
To this roll, she has +10, so you need a +4 or more to hit you.
Yeah.
Very large table these days.
Is that who's that up in the top corner?
That's Merida.
Very wisely.
I get
I
the
moved
redhead
back so I
mixed up.
wouldn't get it.
Unfortunately, that's
Yeah.
going to be a hit.
It is indeed.
As you see, other hand goes in, and you are dealt another 24 damage.
Oh
Is
my
there
God.
negative HP or is it just...
No, you're just so you are Dan. You're dying 1.
Yep.
Luckily, you passed your save earlier with Mary, so you're not doomed. But you are made bad.
Is she ripped in two?
Not entirely, but hands in there and just pulls, leaving horrible cuts all along.
If she's in front of Mordred when
You see,
does she like open up her body and I can see her through?
you
Yeah.
Stab through the body.
you see her ropes that you've seen her. It's like a big, all her inside ropes and now outside.
You become dying
And
one.
you
Dying
become an
one.
outie.
Yes, I am.
Which also makes you a bunch of other stuff. But I'll deal with that if I need to.
Okay.
With her third action,
Oh my god.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know how dying works.
it's
We
complicated.
might just lose
and
our two healers.
we will deal with it. The only one in melee range 4. Oh, she's got 10 foot of reach.
Recovery check to determine
Very
whether you
slow.
get better or worse.
Sibylla's up. Sibylla's been more of a nuisance than Mordred. Mordred, are you feeling odd?
It's a bit like
Evens.
Evens? Evens.
Oh no!
As you see, she's going to go for her last attack. She's got a much less modifier on this because of the multiple attack penalty. But you see, massive attack on Drizella, followed by the thing that knocks them down, and then reaches through the space where they were, claws flying towards you. A critical failure.
So has she moved closer to Mordred as a result? Or?
Now, she's got 10 foot reach, so she can just reach across the space no worries.
Yep.
She actually can currently hit any of the 4 of you from where she's
Right.
I've got my shield up, so I'll just.
pong into the shield. That
She continues to take persistent
She does
bleed.
continue to take persistent bleed. I wonder, will this automate that for me?
Fucking bleed, bitch.
Bleed out, goddammit, bleed out! Don't embarrass.
Doesn't automatically do it. You see that bleed damage is gets her to below blood,
So it's doing something.
but she seems to recover. With a bit of a lucky.
Oh, I need to recover my health as well because I've got fast healing, by the way.
Yep.
So I get 2 back.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Drizella,
Yes.
your initiative immediately moves to a person before who slayed you, so you drop down to the end, so we'll come back to you. So Meredith,
Yep.
straight to you.
Cool.
Sibylla, you're on deck.
Doing the thingy, so that's a 21 to hit.
21, I'm afraid, will not hit.
Still doesn't
To
hit.
hit. Can I offer you some
Please do, because I don't really have a lot else I can do other
So-
than just keep shooting.
stuff you can do? Getting the higher ground on her will give you a +2 bonus benefit, so you can head up these stairs.
Okay,
with
I'll
move
do
action.
that then.
Wonderful, so we'll go move 1. So that was a 21, did you say you
Yeah.
rolled? Great, so that makes it a 23, which is
Oh,
Let's take 11 damage.
11 damage. 2 seconds.
Do you have opportunity attacks on this?
Only if you have the feature, so like fighters get it.
So it's not as
It's not a
everything's opportunity attacks.
that. You see, sink another arrow into her. You've got 1 action left if you'd like to take it.
Can I use it to take cover?
Absolutely, you can.
Assuming there'll
You
be
take
stuff
cover out there. You get, I think it's partial cover or lesser cover, whatever they call it. You get a little bit of cover, is the short.
Plus 4.
Cover is not a condition. Lovely. Wonderful, but yeah, you duck down, get a bit of cover from these steps.
Requirement prone or near / in cover.
Yeah, so you're in cover from the balustrades of the stairs. Sibylla, that's back to you.
Now I'm going to make this spell rather than Shan this time, and
Yeah,
I'm
wonderful.
going to first cast Breathe Fire. So I
Love.
need her to make a reflex save.
Reflex save, absolutely. She goes for that. Only a 16.
No, that's a fail. So it takes 4 damage,
4 damage.
4 fire damage, and then because I have one, I'm also going to cast Scorching Blast.
Yep.
With my 3rd action,
Mhm.
which means.
And that's an attack roll for Scorching Blast.
Yeah, it's an attack. So, I
Yeah,
ro-
defense AC, so that's an attack roll.
so I roll as if I'm attacking.
Yep, so you add plus
27,
27.
Nice.
Is a hit.
and then it's 2d8 damage, fire damage, which is 12.
12. She is burning. She is bleeding. She has terrible cuts from that flames. She is looking very, very sore, but not yet dead. Darian, that is
Does a 19 hit?
19 does not hit, unfortunately.
Well then, I'm booking it off the side of the boat.
Absolutely. Well.
Like, you're just running away.
You're just diving into the
No,
water.
No, I'm diving into the water beside the pier, so I want to be able to get back up onto the pier next to it.
Can Darian swim?
I guess we're about
Poorly.
to find out.
He can survive.
He can float.
Make a swim
Actually,
check.
mechanically, it's an athletics check to swim, so we'll do that on your turn.
Okay.
Of which you don't have proficiency.
Oh,
No,
That's
no, no.
plus 0 to that
Sorry,
roll.
But I have the iron.
Sorry to
That's
drop
like
a truth
Yes,
bomb
they
on
are.
You
here.
have the iron. You see, as you see Iron like goes no. On her last.
I just want to
hits-
avoid her trying
Yeah.
to like stab me and take the
Yeah.
eye and teleport
Oh,
away.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
It's a really solid tactical move.
Yeah.
Well done.
Drowning is an alternative.
Great thoughts, my guy.
I
Get it
don't
back
know
to
you
the
guys
chair.
that much to care too deeply
Get
about
it
you
back
yet,
to
but
the.
like,
Get it back to the others.
Mordred, that is your turn.
Get back to the Chancellor.
Drizella is dying.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm aware.
I'm only dying
The
once.
scene jumped over the edge. You see Freya looks over to you next and says, "If I cannot bring her the eye, I shall bring her another prize." And raises
Oh.
her shaking hand to strike at you. But you act first.
I'll look at her and I'll say,
Take her down.
"You can take me, but I'll never be like her." And then I'll heal
Oh
Sibylla.
no!
I mean, Drizella.
Wonderful character.
Kill her!
you just hear this
Terrible
corpse going.
strategic decision. Beautiful character.
Beautiful speech. Beautiful
So
character.
that'll be 22 healing.
Have a hero point for a great character.
Oh.
And I don't know if
Amazing.
you'll make another check tonight, David, but if you do, have a hero point for a great tactical.
And then as my third action, I think, can I strike her?
As your third action, yeah. Well, how many heal points does Drizella get?
22 hit points.
I forget that the healing in Pathfinder is actually good.
I used it. I used the
22.
second level.
Wonderful.
Doing 3
at
hit
second
points.
level.
Yeah, it's like second level spell,
That's like
22
fifth
hit.
level level.
That's my last second level spell slot.
Wonderful. Drizella, you lose the dying condition,
Alright.
so you're all good. You're still prone, which
Yep.
means you're still off guard, but you are otherwise all right.
And then, so can I just flavor it
Please.
as one hand goes and the kind of radiant healing, the other hand with the kind of blackened ichor around it stabs at her.
Absolutely. Before you roll, what's the minimum amount of damage you can do?
Oh god.
Come on, take her down.
Is it 5?
It's 4. Oh,
Four is-
5, yeah.
4 or 5. 4 is exactly what you need to finish it. So if you hit, you will kill her. Would you like to make this a non-lethal attack?
Yes.
Oh,
That
Mordred!
That imposes a -2
Ruin
penalty to
it.
hit.
Which just counteracts my oracle.
Which kind of alternatively, I'm happy for you to make the attack and then decide if you want it to be non-lethal. So if you get that thing that the 2 would matter, you can choose to hit and she'll die, or not. You have the hero point, but
You have the hero
give us
point
a
to roll
in
lower.
fact. What do you add to attacks?
I add a plus 12 currently because of my.
Wonderful. You only need a 10, so you have a 50% chance of hitting her AC. So 10 to hit, 8 to hit not kill her.
No!
That's a 2.
Hero point.
You've got the hero point. Give us another try.
Hang on, let's just put this here.
8 for non-lethal. 10.
19.
With a 19, that will actually
Plus
crit on
12.
They will crit on her.
her. 19 plus
Take
12 will crit.
her
That's a
down.
32. Or 31.
Take her down.
You hit. Are you hitting lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethally. So
No.
as I say, but I'll never be like her.
Oh yeah.
I'll just, stab through her gut.
Yeah, absolutely. This terrible sound. No! As you see a hit into the center of her, this horrible black Icarus blood trickling down your sword. Bits of iron filings in the blood itself
Oh,
trickling
that's
down
so
over your hand.
Too much red meat.
As you see, she grabs at her gut. She is defeated, so she can't do any actions. She can't cast any spells. She's still conscious and can talk and that for all this stuff. But yeah, just defeated. Hand on the gut, slinks down onto the ground, crawls a few steps backward against the balustrade, heavily breathing. The fight is won.
Woo!
Well done.
Huzzah!
I thought we were going to lose someone there.
We
What
almost
close,
did.
eh?
Incredible.
Fantastic.
How How
Good job,
hurt are you?
Pretty hard. I've got 13.
Yeah, so I
We'll sort the mechanical healing stuff now rather than next week.
so I stand up and I dust myself down and I dump
We're just trying to keep control of the other hand.
heal into Mordred.
You see as the blood of your foe trickles down the blade, the briars and thorns, little flower buds start to grow.
Don't know if that's awful or nice. What kind of flowers?
You can try a nature check, it's hard to tell.
I'm going to
Can I get a bonus? Because that's my you can decide this because that's my ability from my patron or my god.
Definitely you get a bonus.
Definitely.
I'm
So
going
that'll
to-
be +1.
I'm doing to action
20.
heal because then I get
They do look like roses.
19,
Yes.
20,
But they're not
26.
Ooh, what colour are they?
you suspect they're black roses.
26.
We're painting the roses right.
26.
26 hit points
Thank
to Mordred. Anyone else got any
Impact
healing
blood.
or after combat stuff they'd like to do?
I do have after combat stuff.
Yeah, for sure. What would you like to do?
I'd like to spend 10 minutes to figure out
That
what we're
brings me up
dealing
to
with
full.
with this eye.
Yeah, absolutely. You spend 10 minutes. Drizella, are you healing by spells or action?
Me?
Yeah.
Mm,
You doing a spell or did you do a first aid check? Or healing hand? Whatever it's called.
I think she did it.
I heal spelled.
Wonderful.
Mordred.
Just for downtime reasons. Wonderful. Great. Everyone's got 10 minutes of downtime if they've got stuff they want to do for that. Everyone has their action. The Eye of Oak.
Or I have to roll for it.
Oh, yeah, give us a roll.
And I'll use my hero point just to give the advantage because reasons. It's... What does it work out to be? Identify magic is
Are you back on the boat?
Arcana, so it would be 19.
Yeah, you coming
Not
back
that
on the
good.
boat?
Are you
you're
back
doing
on the
Yeah,
I
I
boat?
was
would-
going to you swing and come back to the boat.
Yeah.
And you're looking at the thing.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
I'll
Say,
guidance as well. So that's
Guidance?
another one.
So that's 20.
20.
Anyone doing any help actions or anything like
What was this?
that? On the
I'm trying to figure out what this eye
Arcana
actually
or
does.
occultism are the skills you can use for this.
Tag law?
Absolutely.
I want to know how bad this thing is.
23.
23. Chris, do you want to do a help action at all?
Sure.
That brings it to 21.
Dirty 20 occultism.
22.
on occultism.
Wonderful. 23 with that bonus.
Oh shit! No, I'm not helping.
How bad? Because if crit fail, it might make it worse.
That's a 1.
That's
Yep.
a 1. So that then puts a -1 penalty, so we're back to 22. 22.
Alright, and take the hero point.
Thank you very much. 22.
So,
You still have lead in that pencil, woman.
I don't
I've
So-
been watching it get smaller and smaller all night. I don't know how you're still
if you
working
choose
with
the
it.
DC,
Jesus.
6, I think it's, if you choose a DC, if the on a normal success, you get a sense of what it does and the means of activating it. For an ongoing effect, you learn the effect's name and what it does.
Yeah.
You can't try again and hope getting critical success. And in critical success, you learn all the attributes of it, including its name, how to
Okay.
activate it, and whether it's cursed.
You don't get a critical success. You'll get a success.
Okay, so I'll have some idea at least.
The Eye of Oak is a level 17 item. It is worth 15,000 gold pieces.
Oh!
So 150 silver if you were to somehow find someone to sell it to. At that point, things are basically beyond value.
That's the eye, is it? Or?
This is the other.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, because it's more interesting if you know what this does, I will treat this as a crit success because it's the great twin. This still living eye of a defeated Tuatha. It gives you a +2 item bonus to perception checks, and when you are able to use it, explain what I mean by that in a moment, you can increase your wisdom score by 2 or to +4, whichever one is higher. You can activate it as a double action to cast the spell True Seeing. True Seeing is a 6th level spell, giving 6 feet to see through illusions and transmutation. And you know of magic or angels.
Okay.
It's very powerful, very, very powerful. To use the Eye of Ogre, you must cut out your own eye and place it into your hand. That also gives you a +1 bonus.
I can
to
help with
intimidation and -2 to diplomacy checks.
Surgery.
Hands,
Better an empty
regions,
vessel.
and their allies.
I have -2 diplomacy to everybody.
Is your surgery skills?
Mechanically, if you
Diplomacy,
want to
not
look
my
at the
soul.
item, it functions as an amulet of the third eye. Except for that, instead of being invested, you need to remove your eye.
Okay. I will say this is a very icky item, but might be useful for us if we choose to use it and not give it away. I feel like we should give it to where it needs to go eventually, but maybe keep it on us for now.
Yeah. The sun
Uh,
sets over the horizon.
Does anyone have use of this if needed or want to look after it?
I'll look after it, but I don't want to part with it until we're sure it's going somewhere.
Okay, here you go.
Yeah. Alright, I'm holding it on my
And
person.
As you hold it, I dash my hands in seawater and just wash them.
Yeah,
Wash my hands with this.
Wash
Not-
my hands
not
if there's
in
a
my
cold.
You're not.
Voodoo.
Oh, installing it requires.
This is
medicine
not
checks
arcane
and
magic. This is.
rituals.
Ugh.
No, this is a
Okay.
cult magic.
So would it'll be a custom gear thing, I would imagine.
Mechanically, you could add an amulet of the third eye.
You just have to stick it
You
in
know,
your
I'm
own
so
eye.
glad that you've brought that.
Oh,
As
God.
this is going on, Meredith, you come to the front. You see the boss seems to have fucked off. As
The
does
boss?
also
Oh, no.
Jasper. You see standing at the front of the gate.
That's a stone boss, isn't it?
No.
Not Alexis.
No.
His name's Alexander Dunlos.
Oh.
As you see standing at the front is Alexander Dunlos, two members of the Red Hand,
Uh,
and standing with them, strangely enough, seems to be
the boss.
Hylius Moonbeam.
The witch. Why are they working together?
And that is where we will end this
Oh!
session. Thank you all so much for playing.
And we're so beaten up that.